afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers. This is a special edition as we're bringing you Bradford Tornadoes Spring Football 2022. Just give you a chance here and a preview of what the upcoming Tornadoes are going to look like this year. My name is David Rogers. I am the voice of the Bradford Tornadoes and play-by-play man. Normally on WEAG, Go Country 106.3, but we will not be broadcasting this game tonight on the radio. Right alongside of me, I've got the host of On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, Mitchell Gunner, filling in as color commentary tonight in the absence of Byron Bagwell. And he's also going to be controlling the camera work. And also a special guest with us tonight, one of the players that you'll always remember, a guy that has legitimate 4.4 speed. Hey, I've seen him do it several times. I remember a spring game a few years ago in the second half where this young man here took a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and just left everybody behind. Jeremiah Vaughn's in studio with us. He's going to be hanging out. We're probably going to ask him a couple of questions here and there. Say hello, Jeremiah, to everybody.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's been a while since I've been back home. It's good to see this green field, this great game. Ready to have a good one.
Ready to, like you said, a good one, because the Tornadoes tonight will be playing the Oak Leaf Knights. The Oak Leaf Knights, Mitchell and I like to call you Jack Deuce. Hey, you still going by that?
Yes, sir.
Is it Jake or Jack?
Jack, you got it
Yeah.
right.
All right, Jack Deuce. Hey, these guys are Class 7A school. I know they've redone the districts and the regions and things like that for this year, but hey, they outnumber us 2-1 right here. They look like they got about 70 guys on the roster. The Tornadoes has got about 32, 33 guys. Jeremiah, that's always been the Achilles heels of the Tornadoes. Great players like yourself and other people, just not enough bodies to keep ourselves fresh for a full football game.
I feel like this game right here is going to be able to test how well they're conditioning this whole spring, because they're going to be facing a lot of teams just like this with more numbers than we have, and probably more replacements as well. Especially with this new head coach coming in, it'll be great to see how he deals with all that.
Speaking of the new head coach, his name is Jamie Rogers. I don't know if you know much about him, but let me tell you a little bit about him here. Jamie Rogers used to be the coach over at McClenny, over at Baker County, took them to a couple of playoffs. He also went to the state championship game where he met American Heritage, and buddy, he just got slaughtered down there. But you know, American Heritage is American Heritage. They're always ranked nationally in the country. He also coached over at Live Oak Swanee, took them to a few playoff games as well. And then he just came from Georgia. We lured him over here from Georgia, and now he is the head guy at Bradford. Coach Brian Tomlinson, which we all love. I love him. Everybody loves him. Did a great job each and every year that he was here, Jeremiah Mitchell. He took the Tornadoes to the playoffs.
Oh, yes.
Hey, that is a streak that I can say that even Coach David Hurst did not have. Hey, Coach David Hurst, legend, long-time coach, great hero, great legend, like I said, but he didn't even take the Tornadoes to 6 or 7. Now going on 7 years of playoffs, and that's what the Tornadoes have done since 2015, and since I've been the voice of the Tornadoes. It looks like we have built a program to get us to the playoffs each and every year. The schedule sets up for us each and every year, Jeremiah Mitchell. But the constant is we just can't seem to get past that second round, either the first round or the second round. And I've done some little bit of research. You tell me, you played on this football team. You played with some great players. Now, when you played, we did go to the regional finals a couple of times. I think the offensive line, we need to get some bigger players on the offensive line. We've got great skill players, Jeremiah. You can see it from yourself. Dante Balfour, what he's doing at North Carolina. I could keep naming players and players. But to me, to get success against teams, we have to have a good offensive line.
Honestly, I feel like it just comes down to this. It just comes down to age and who really wants it. Because those years when we didn't go as far, we were still young. The year when we went far to the regionals, we had an older team. The year after I left, when they went to the regionals, it was an older team. So every time you have to have an older team that steps up, no matter the size of the line. As long as your line is about 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, or more 11th graders than the 12th graders, you'll be set. That's all it is. It's come down to age and wants.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched any games last year, but we had a great quarterback here, Amari Jones. Came from Valdosta, and he led the Tornadoes into another playoff year, ran down into Pahokee. I felt like at times we could have beat them. I just felt, Jeremiah, and you're exactly right. I just felt that there was something missing. And me and Kevin talked about that. And we just need to beef up the offensive line, and I think what you're saying. Hopefully we'll see it here. Here comes the Tornadoes now. You remember those jerseys right there, big guy?
Yes, sir, I do. I remember when we first got them, they felt just like
And they're fired up. They're ready to go. What a crowd, Mitchell, that we have here tonight. I don't know if you've looked down and seen this place is packed almost. They brought a good crowd over as well.
They sure did.
Hey, this feels like not a spring game. This feels like a real actual football game. I'm talking about, where you're playing for something this season. And, of course, we know that's for not. But they're fired up for their team. They brought their tunnel over. This ought to be a classic. Jeremiah, explain to the people normally what happens in a spring game. Generally, the varsity plays the first half, maybe gets into the second half a little bit, and then the JV and the younger players come in, right?
That's what it basically happens. And about the end of the second quarter, you start to pull out your starters, bring in your younger guys, and try to let them finish off the second half, and then see who you have to where you can plug in certain positions later on into the year, see where your growth is, and like I said earlier, test that conditioning. This is what it's all about. We're in 6:30 game, a lot of heat, maybe some rain at the end. It'll test everybody's durability and the want to. Expect a lot of cramps tonight.
Expect a lot of cramps, and you're exactly right. The sun is still sitting high. It's a beautiful night here. I know you said you hadn't been back here in a little bit, but tell everybody what you're doing real quick before we get to the kickoff here. Where are you at? You're going us back to school. You're at FAMU, right?
Right, I'm at FAMU now. I'm about to go into my senior year, get my bachelor's, which will be my third degree now in physical therapy. I'm looking to probably try to play some football and baseball there as well this upcoming year.
Yeah, by the way, if you don't know Jeremiah, I was talking about his great football career here and that speed that he always had. No kickoff during this, Jeremiah, because, you're good at special teams. Hey, you don't want to get nobody hurt. That's where you more likely can get somebody hurt, that's for sure. Here we go. Starting off, the Tornadoes will have the ball at the 30-yard line, right in the middle of the field. Shane gets the snap, goes around the right side. He may have picked up a half a yard right there as that Oak Leaf defense, led by number 16, Kamari Davis, ninth grader, defensive back. You were just talking about young players.
Yes, sir. Young players. For Oak Leaf themselves, they're going to have to see how well is he going to be able to do playing against guys who've been in high school 2, 3, 4 years already, playing against guys at this level.
I looked at their roster, Jeremiah. They don't have a single senior on this football team, and you see a bunch of them. Shanks, a little straight pass over the left side. That's over to Cook. Cook across the 35 to the 36 before he's pushed out of bounds. Nice gain of about 6 yards. This is going to leave third and about 4 for that first down. Got to get just across the 40-yard line. David Rogers, Mitchell Gunner, hey, Jeremiah Vaughn, former, always a Tornado, but former Tornado football player here, bringing you this spring game. Just now getting started, a minute into the game, no score. First possession for the Tornadoes. From the far hash, Shanks in the shotgun, gets it to his running back. There's going to be a flag down. He would have looked like he had his first down as number 15, Dakota Brown, the sophomore defensive back, was coming to make the play. But that's going to be shift right there, legal shift in motion against the Tornadoes. And Jeremiah, sometimes it feels like, man, we're all the time doomed with penalties. And I know that's one thing that's all cleaned up. And that's why we do this spring game, so we can get these things worked out before we go into the regular season.
Like I said, it all comes down to the age. It all comes down to the age when it comes to these early penalties, the easy penalties that you can get knocked out. And so we'll see. Hopefully we don't get more later coming into the game.
Trips receivers to the right, one to the left. Sidecar right, looks like it's Manny Covey. Shanks rolls to the right, looking. He's just going to have to take this ball and run out of bounds, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Great pursuit there by the Oak Leaf defense.
Oh, definitely, David.
All the receivers.
They got some speed over there, Oak Leaf.
Yeah, they do. And they can bring in players on your left and right here. We're live here at David Hart Stadium on a beautiful Friday night. And the Tornadoes playing their spring game 2022 right here against the Oakleaf Knights. Oakleaf outnumbered 2-1 here. But the Tornadoes are going to put up a fight as they always do. Right now, Jeremiah's 4th and 9, right there at about the 31-yard line. The referee calls a timeout right here, and he wants to talk to the coach just to make sure of the rules. You know, they talk about what they want to do in the game. No kickoffs, probably on the punt, just a fair catch, take it where you got it. They don't want to get nobody really hurt on special teams and things like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, Oakleaf has come out to play some defense and has put the Tornadoes in a bind right here.
Right, and when it comes to Oakleaf, we know a lot of guys who come from Oakleaf, and even from the All-Star game that I played in back in my day, they've definitely always been disciplined, always had some things going around. I grew up around that area, so they've always had speed, numbers, and we've always been very disciplined. So let's see if we expect any penalties on the other side when they're coming to offense.
Mitchell, I'll tell you what, it's 4th and 9 right here, and it looks like Oakleaf is just going to take the ball right there. They're going to shift up.
Yeah, they'll shift
up. Yeah, they'll put it down here, and of course, Oakleaf will probably have to drive about 70 yards, and they're going to get great field position as the referee is running up the near hash here. He's going to put the ball at I thought it was at the 31-yard line, but he's going to put it at the 34-yard line, moving left to right. Right to left on your radio dial will be the Oakleaf Knights as the Tornadoes will go on defense. 3 plays, 1 yard.
Right. Hey, the referee's got more yards than everybody.
Absolutely. He just walked off a bunch of them, didn't he? Here we go. Looked like a pretty nice offensive line right there. Big number led by big number 75 right there. Jeremiah, he looks like he's about 6'4", about 280, 285.
Yes, sir. I mean, and look at these DNs that we have here. They're nice and slender, able to contain this quarterback. He doesn't look like he'll give us as much room to give right now, but that running back, he's been looking pretty tight this whole year.
Yes, he has. Let's see if the Tornado defense looks like as good as they did last year. He brings his receiver in motion, number 8, all the way to the right side of the field. Man, look at the shot right there. He's going to lose 2 yards. Actually, he's going to lose 6 yards. And what a play there by the Tornado defense. That looks like the one-man wrecking crew right there. That looked like Mr. Torn Brazil.
Now, I'm telling you, look up to this following year, the defensive ends, they're going to be the key to winning all the games this year.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing right here. Twin receivers right, one to the left. And the whistle blows right here. That may be a false start on the Oakleaf Knights. And I think that's exactly what they're going to call. So they're going to back that ball up 5 more yards.
I'll tell you what, David, that speed.
Yeah.
It's better to have speed than it is a lot of size.
Yeah. Number 1, Torn Brazil. I don't know if you heard us last year. We called him the one-man wrecking crew. He's coming off of an injury, but he looks great. You're just like you said, standing up on that defensive end position. Look at him. Watch it. Number 1 right here. All-conference player last year and looking to be this year. And Brazil in on the tackle right there. He stayed home. And finally, a host of Tornadoes. That loss is back to the 20, let's call it the 26-yard line.
See, a lot of times when it comes to small school football, people like to think that the linebacker is actually the captain of the defense. It actually comes down to the defensive ends every time. They're going to make or break whether or not your team gets the first down.
Yeah, and you know, Mitchell and Jeremiah and everybody that's listening, the Tornadoes' defense has always been good. It's just sometimes we're at a position, somebody breaks the long plays, but for the most part, they're disciplined. Number 17 is going to have to run for his life. That's going to be a holding call. Tries to throw it out there for the flats. And I'll guarantee you the Tornadoes is probably going to refuse this. That's a hold on the big number 77.
You also have another flag sitting out here at the 40-yard line.
Let's see what that's all about.
That could be pass interference.
That may be all 7 penalties. You're right, Mitchell. Mitchell Gunner, our color commentator tonight, right along with Jeremiah Vaughn. My name is David Rogers, voice and play-by-play man. Normally on WENG, Go Country 106.3, but doing it Facebook Live tonight because we couldn't get the radio time. 8-11 in the first quarter, no score between the Knights and the Tornadoes. Mike Qualls doing an excellent job. Mitchell, did you hear him? Oh, yeah. Stadium announcer, what a job that Michael Qualls is doing. What a man, I'm telling you what. It is packed down here. People want to see what the Tornadoes look like. So Let's see, they are. No, it's just going to be offsetting. It is offsetting. So they'll replay third down, Jeremiah. It's third and 14.
Of course, everybody's looking past here.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody's looking past. We're expecting pass to come right now.
Yeah, the Tornadoes are in that 4-3 defense, press coverage from the corners, except on the inside guy. Here we go again. And I wonder if that left guard moved again. Referee's pointing there.
It actually looked like it, David.
It did. That's big number 75, who I've been speaking about. That's Jordan Mitchell, a junior offensive lineman.
You know, it's the beginning of actually getting on the field of pads and playing against somebody else. So you got some jitters going on.
Devin McBride, who we didn't have last year, he's back on the team now, Jeremiah. Number 32 checks into the game. He's playing that outside linebacker. I like to call it that jack linebacker. Here comes the Tornadoes. Throws it across the middle, deep, and that's picked off. Oh, did he hold on to it in time? Are they going to say incomplete? Didn't quite come down with it. That's number 2. You know him, Khalil Cummins.
Yes, sir. And I also know his big brother as well. You know, they're still showing that same thing. You know, they both have that good length, good speed.
Yes.
And
did they give it to him? Nick said he held on to it long enough, and the Tornadoes get a turnover. How about that? That was a little lame of a pass right there. The quarterback, Jeremiah, didn't get enough on that throw. Khalil Cummins step by step with the wide receiver, just jumped up there and made a great defensive play.
And seeing this addition of that coaching by Coach Shanks when he came in, the defensive backs have been stepping up their game year by year. Every time that a new season comes around, we get a whole lot more interceptions.
Yeah, and you know, Khalil Cummins, believe it or not, is only a sophomore. I'm telling you, a couple more great years here. He's going to be the next guy that's probably going to be heavily recruited, as well as Tony Brazil and several others. Manny Covey is getting a lot of praise right now from a lot of schools in the country, Mitchell. Hey, I don't know if you've seen it. I mean, schools, Michigan and North Carolina, LSU, Cincinnati, Louisville. I mean, I can keep naming them. Manny Covey is one of the top running backs, ladies and gentlemen, not only in the state, but in the country.
Yeah.
So, big number 28 reminds me of another little guy I know.
David, I hope he goes to SEC school.
You hope he goes to an SEC school? Well, you know, if it's offered, I'm sure that they will.
I mean, he's personally hoping he's going right up the road.
He wants to be one of them chompers. He wants to be a gator.
One of those chompers.
Yeah, he wants to be a chomper. All right. Well, that's all right. Here we go. Oakley's going to retain the ball here. I guess as they got some rules probably of how they want to play the game. So everybody testing each other on defense and offense here. So the Oakley, I didn't see a penalty flag. So 7:56 left in the first quarter, no score. The Knights had the ball on their own 43-yard line. Gives it to his running back. Makes one man. It's to the 45 to the 50. Runs over his own man. Dragon players all the way to the 39-yard line. That's a 17-yard gain and an Oakley first down.
Yeah, nice pickup there for Oakley, David. Man, just great vision by the running back there.
Yeah, and he took what he had, and then all of a sudden, when he's trying to build up his speed, he just pushed his blocker in the back. And a nice hold there by the left side of the line. Here we go again, testing that left side of the line. And he works his way down inside the 35-yard line for another gain of almost 5 yards.
Yeah, that defensive line said that time, no, we're not going to give you all that yardage.
Now, see, notice the switch that they just made to coming in with a bigger DN on that same side they've been attacking this whole time. Now we're going to see how Oakley really adjusts to it.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. It's like you said, number 17, Drew Emmett, a quarterback. And there you go, just what you said, Jeremiah. He got penetration, and that's going to be a 4-yard loss all the way back to the 39-yard line. Wow, actually to the 40-yard line. Let's call it that 5-yard loss. It's going to be third and long, 3rd and 10 from the near hash in Tornado territory. 6:52, 6:51. The Oakley Knights moving right to left on your radio dial. The Tornadoes in their all red helmets, all red jerseys with the white numerals and the white piping. Here we go, trying to stuff it. Drew Evans looking, throws out to the flat, complete. But it's only going to be a short pickup, Jeremiah, of about 4 yards as the defensive back Khalil Cummins was all over that throw.
That was a good job by Khalil. Kept everything in front. Didn't lose nothing big. That's showing that age that I was telling you about earlier.
That's exactly right. So this is going to be fourth, and let's call it a long 6. Let's see what Oakleaf decides to do here. We've got twin receivers over here to the left, one to the right, to the to the far boundary, and the referee's going to blow this dead again. And Oakleaf's going to take a timeout and talk about it. We're going to take what Willow was 6:09 to go in the first quarter. Glad that you can join us, Mitchell Gunner. We're coming off your page. I don't even know the viewership. We have a lot of people on there watching that thing.
Let's see. I'll tell you what, I've been enjoying the game so
Yeah,
much, I
me
haven't
too.
really been paying attention.
Yeah, so I'm hoping everybody's either watching on the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers. Hopefully everybody got this. If not, they're watching it on YouTube. I can't
That's
believe
right.
there's only two. But you never know.
You can sit at home and just tune into YouTube on your smart TV and watch the game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Maybe some people didn't understand what I said on my page when I said get go to they're thinking they was probably coming off my page or the regular page.
I'll tell you what, David, we'll keep it on there for a couple of days. So
Yeah.
anybody over the weekend wants to see it, they can before we remove it off of there.
Yep. And that's exactly right. Right now, the Tornadoes are looking at a 4th down. Actually, the Oakleaf Knights are looking at a 4th down. Let's call it a long 6. They got to get the ball inside the 30-yard line. Ball over on the far hash. Twin receivers to the left. Sidecar left is his running back, big number 5, Devin Outlaw.
I'm looking for him to go to number 8 here on the side. He looks like he has a lot of spaces at the slot.
Yeah.
Let's see what goes on right now.
Well, the Tornadoes are bringing pressure. He's just going to throw this ball up for grabs. And is that called for a touchdown? It is.
It is.
What a play there by the quarterback to the wide receiver, and he just out jumped the defensive back. Khalil was there just to find a play by the wide receiver.
That just comes when you have that itch for the ball and a lot of height and a lot of age.
Yeah, what a play there. That ball was up in the air for a long time. They fought for the ball, and the receiver just ripped it out of his hand. And the Oakleaf Knights strike first, 6-0 with 5:58 left in the first quarter. So let's see if they're going to do the kick right here.
Coach was not happy about the call on that play there.
Well, I think he thought there was a hold over here on the right side as the defensive end, as Jeremiah said, trying to crash in on there, and he thought he got grabbed. So Coach Rogers a little bit dork about that call, but hey, it is what it is. And the guy that just threw the touchdown pass, Mitchell, is going to kick the extra point because he is their kicker and their punter as well. Drew Emmon, he is going to kick this extra point right there. That play wound up being like a 40-yard touchdown pass and a nice way to start for the Oakleaf Knights. Kick up and straight down the pipe right there. 7-0 with 5:58 left in the first quarter. Tornadoes have been in this position before. Hey, still early in the game. Again, spring game, wanting to do a lot of things, guys. And here we are. So, great job by the Oakleaf offense there. Let's see if the Tornadoes can turn around and do the same.
You know, it's all about finding your weak points and your strengths and trying to, capitalize and do better.
When it comes to me, myself, knowing Bradford football and just spring games, when it comes to this second quarter, you'll start to see everybody start to unwind. And this scoreboard start to light up a whole lot more. Even I know myself, even coming out at 6:30 with the sun out like this, it definitely takes me a minute to loosen up my muscles a little bit. So they done got their heads rattled a little bit. Now let's see how they come back from this adversity right here.
I agree with you, Jeremiah. Yeah, hey, got your back up against the wall just a little bit. That's all right. Because you know what? Hey, it's time for the Tornadoes to take over. And let's see if they can do the same thing. So, anyway, if you are tuning in and you don't know where we're on the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, usually hosted by Mitchell Gunner. He is playing cameraman tonight. He is playing color commentator right along with my special guest, Mr. Jeremiah Vaughn. He's here with us in-house tonight, and glad to have you over from FAMU. Jeremiah's still working on some of his degrees. His ambition and still is to play at least a couple of years in college before he takes his talents to other things. Also wants to play baseball there as well. Here we go, the Tornadoes. And that's a great blast there by Willie Pollard. Straight up the left side right there. Nice push by that offensive line. Gain of a quick 7 yards.
Now let him get a few more of those and let his eyes start to open up to the green, and watch him next time. He'll start more bounce outside and really take one all the way to the house.
Yeah, I'm waiting for each one of these guys to exactly do that. And that was Willie Pollard. Willie Pollard, only a sophomore as well. So we've got some guys here that are young, great players. Never really had a problem with skilled players, guys, here at Bradford. Again, I do see some signs on the offensive line. Let's see if they keep doing the work. Shotgun snap for Shanks. Shanks gives it. No, he's going to keep it. Look, throws it right across the middle. And what a nice catch there by Gavin Cook at the 49-yard line. And that's a gain of about 11 yards. And that's going to be a Tornado first down right there at midfield.
Now, see that right there, I love to see about how Coach Rogers coming in. He definitely adds on to everything that Coach Thomason left behind. Even though we are known to be run-heavy teams, we have no problem with passing the ball and blowing your lights out.
What do you think, Mitchell?
And I'll tell you, man, the offensive line right there done very, very well of giving him the opportunity to throw that ball down the field.
Yeah, great protection right there. Ball right there at midfield, the nose of the ball at midfield. And it looks like somebody's called a timeout with 5:05 left in the first quarter. The Tornadoes trailing 7-0. Ball right here on the near hash. Let's see what Coach Rogers and the Tornado offensive coordinators dial up right here. You know, I noticed it still looks like the same package as last year. Still spreading it a little bit. Still using the one back, sidecar left, sidecar right, just like you used to do. Running the pistol sometimes. I haven't seen him in the pistol yet. I'm sure we're going to see that at some point during the ball game. Anybody that's tuning in on my Facebook Live page, I want you to go to On the Spot with David Rogers Motorsports. We have actually got a better shot with the camera right there. On the Spot Motorsports, you can catch that with David Rogers. You can catch that on Facebook Live right now and YouTube, right, Mitchell?
That is correct, David.
So here we go. Twin receivers to the left. That's Cook in the slot. Nobody out here to the right, but Jason Clark, number 10, is lining in at the tight end position. Here we go. Here's no. Shanks is going to keep it to the 50, to 45. Breaks one, breaks another. To the 25, to the 20. It's a foot race all the way down to the 9-yard line. A 41-yard pickup by Dejon Shanks. And that's where the Tornadoes can kill you right there. Speed and, hey, toughness at the quarterback position.
Now, look, they just subbed in number 28. Manny, he's coming in at running back now. Expect a whole lot more power to come in to punch it into that end zone.
Exactly right. What a nice 41-yard gain. Let's call it a 40-yard gain. They're actually placing the ball, Mitchell, right there at the 10-yard line on the near hash here.
Nice. They have a nice pickup of blocks, too, on that run.
Absolutely. Twin receivers to the left. Nobody to the right. Let's see if they run Clark on a little out right there. No, gives it to Covey. Covey slips. Still powering all his way down to inside the 1-yard line. Nice pickup of almost 9 yards from Eddie Covey, just like Jeremiah Vaughn said. Keep giving him a heavy dose of the running back. Hey, quick, here we go. They're going quick tempo. Here we go. Shanks gets it. Gives it to Covey. Covey around the right side. Yeah, he's in there. That's a Tornado touchdown right there. Nice 1-yard run there by Eddie Covey. 2 plays for 10 yards for Covey. And a touchdown, and we're a point away from tying this up.
Now look, David and Mitchell, this game now is back to 0-0. Now everybody's warmed up. Both teams know what it's like to be in the end zone. Now let's really see what this game is about to start looking like.
I agree
exactly
with you.
Right.
The jitters are starting to go away, and it's time to start getting down to business.
I'm telling you, sometimes even into the season, into the fall, it even takes me sometimes until about a touchdown or two to really loosen up and get used to how things are really supposed to start going.
Hey, I want to give that big offensive line credit right here. Jacob Ferguson, Jordan Daniels, Caden Carter, Easton Wynn. You've heard that name before. Elijah Williams. All these guys are still young. Will Hampton, Drayton Jenkins. Did he kick it? Let's see. Is it good?
No good.
No good. He kicked it to the left. And, Hayden Hughes was on a roll last year there. Remember, he hit like 20 or 21 in a row before he missed one. And starting off just a little bit jittery, like Jeremiah said, it's still 7-6, about as even as you can get it. But I want to continue congratulating this line. Trente Jenkins, Dayton Roberts, Brett Stevens, Giovanni Sims, Corey King, Hunter Cochran, Grayson Jennings, and Tristan Kelly. Now, I want to ask you, Jeremiah, any of these guys out here, as far as football players, did you play with any of those guys? Is anybody there that you played with, or were you that much ahead of them?
I'm that much ahead of them. By the time that these guys who are juniors were coming into high school, I was already in my first year of college, already playing football.
I gotcha. But now you do know some of the coaching staff. Some of the coaching staff is still here that you know.
Yes, sir. Coach Shanks, Coach Payne that I seen down there. Kenny Jenkins, who's came back, he's down there.
Yeah. You didn't have Bat McNeil, did you? He was coaching middle school, right? But he'd come up and help every once in a while.
I had him actually as a baseball coach back in middle school.
There you go. And look at the Tornado defense, but that running back fought hard there for a good 6-yard gain. And that's big number 5 right there. Devin Outlaw. Let me tell you, if that name sounds familiar, ladies and gentlemen, Devin Outlaw played for, I'm trying to remember what team last year, but he transferred to Oakley. And man, oh no, it was in middle school. I remember the kid. He was running the ball down our guys' throat, and we do the same thing to them with Khalil and of course Dejon Shanks. But that's where the Outlaw kid came from. Oh, the ball's on the ground. And he got lucky to get it back and get back to the original line of scrimmage. That's a bad exchange between the quarterback and big number 5 Outlaw.
I tell you, the play before, David, one thing I've seen in that running back, his legs never quit moving. And that's what you got to do as a running back. You always got to keep on moving your legs because you never know when one of your blockers can come over and give you a little help and spring you on all the way to the end zone.
Man, Mitchell, I'm starting to think your glasses are fogged up. That guy doesn't have legs. He has tree trunks.
Yeah, you're right there. Jack Deuce, as we call it. Jeremiah Bond here with us tonight, right along with Mitchell Gunner. Byron Bagwell could not make it tonight, neither could Dave Holland. But here we go. This is going to be 3rd and 5 right here from the near hash.
Shotgun play action.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. No, he's going to there's running back running straight up the left side, and he's going to be maybe well. No, they're going to get the first down right there. He needed to get to the line. That is a first down. Nice 5-yard gain there by Outlaw, and a nice job there by the left tackle on the left guard.
And I think number 5, Mr. Outlaw, he's definitely like I said, the more he gets the ball, the more he's going to start to line up and really get used to this football field.
And Mr. Outlaw, he's only a junior. So you're going to see him a couple of more years. And like I said, they don't have anybody, Mitchell, that's a senior on that roster. A lot of young players.
When you've got a lot of talent like that, and you've got a couple of years before you lose some of those seniors, you're in really good shape.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Outlaw again, but this time the Tornado stuff it up, and he's going to have about a 2-yard loss. And that's big number 9 right there. You know this name, Bryson Bowen, coming up and making that stick.
Looked like the 77 there missed the block.
Yeah.
And then everybody just followed pursuit.
I'm telling you, just like I said, the defensive ends are the key for defense. The guards are definitely the key for the offense. They have to pull. They have to pick up guys who are coming in blitzing. If your guard misses a block, you better look behind 10 yards behind you. Somebody's going to be on the ground.
Bryson Bowen playing that outside linebacker position right here. Now they're going into a 5-2 look right here. Let's see if the Tornadoes can get pressure. Throws it deep right there, and he'll just overthrow everybody and throw the ball out of bounds. Number 17 looks like he's got a good arm. He's got a nice little touch on his pass. Just got to get some accuracy. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and 15. Got to get to midfield right here, guys. Let's see if they can do it.
Definitely expecting another pass here. Probably over there, number 2. Looks like might be his favorite receiver over there.
Yeah, Trente Jenkins out. And I couldn't get the number coming in, but Trente Jenkins out. Let's see, here we go. He's going to roll to his right. Look. Throws the ball out to the flat. Nice pass right there. Going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards right there. Nice stick there by Khalil Cummins. Khalil's been in on a lot of plays. I don't know if it's just the way it's going, but it seems like they've been picking on Khalil quite a bit here tonight.
And not only that, just because I think because of his age as a quarterback as well, he's only rolling off to the right.
So here we go. And of course, Khalil playing that left safety position back there. Actually, he's coming up and playing some corner right now, 4th and 4. Let's see what happens. The Tornadoes are pressing off, looking. Here comes pressure right across the middle. That's going to be enough for a first down. And what a pretty pass there to number 1 right there, Taylor Bradshaw, the junior wide receiver. and Ammon put the ball right on the money.
Yes, sir. Quarterback had a lot of time back there to go ahead and set his feet and place this ball in a good old little gap between those two linebackers there.
Yeah, Mitchell, I'll tell you what, he had a little time right there and set the
yes,
ball
he
right
did.
there in that gap.
Offensive line done great on that play.
Trips to the right. Here we go. Gives it to his running back, running to the left side, and they meet him right there. He's going to lean forward for about 2 yards right here to the near hash, and that's big number 10, Jason Clark, coming from his linebacker position, playing that middle linebacker position and filling that gap, Jeremiah.
Now, look, with chasing the key to him this year is going to be difficult wrapping up with his age and the size that he has. As long as he wraps you up, he's definitely going to take it to the ground.
He sure is. Here we go. 5 guys up here on the defensive front. Let's see. Gives it to the running back, number 21. Makes one man, makes another man miss. And he's going to drag players all the way to the 36-yard line, spinning and moving and jiving. Is number 21, Micaiah Martin. He's a junior running back as well. And the Oakleaf Knights has got a little rhythm going right here, guys. Ball right here on the near hash. They're going to call a timeout.
Yes,
actually, the quarter is over. So end of the first quarter right now. And it's the Knights 7, the Tornadoes 6. But the Knights are on the move inside the Tornado 35-yard line. Glad to have you with us. If you are joining me on my page, please go to On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, and you can catch the game live on Facebook and YouTube. So please do that, and you'll get a better shot. By the way, Mitchell Gunner doing a great job rotating the camera. He's trying to get you each play. The sun is right up over us, Mitchell, and I tell you what, it's putting a glare right here in this window.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looks really good on camera when you're looking south.
Yeah.
When you're trying to go north, there is a pretty good glare on the computer. I mean, on the camera.
Hey, Mitchell, I tell you, I'd rather have this than what we had earlier. As torrential downpours were coming, now we got a beautiful night for football.
Now, see, now we're going into the second quarter. The rest of this drive right here, while everybody's all warmed up and loose, is really going to be the tail of the rest of the game. And like we said earlier, with Oakley having more numbers, you see they're starting to have more substitutions. Looks like they're not tired. Well, our guys are starting to give in a little bit more. Now, these other guys who are going to be seniors next year, are going to be the juniors next year, they're definitely going to have to dig in deep. And we're really going to be able to tell what type of season we're going to have right here.
Yeah, number 77, Big Tristan Kelly checks in. The junior, number 59 right there, Dayton Roberts comes out.
Expecting him right there to pluck up a lot of those things that's going on in the middle.
I'll tell you one thing that I like that I've seen. I haven't seen a whole lot of yellow hankies against Bradford.
No, and for the most part, it's been penalty-free a little bit. Some, like Jeremiah was saying, some jitters, some, third and short right here. Let's see. The Tornadoes has got 8 guys in the box right here. Let's see if they can stuff this run. Gives it to him. Looks, leans forward, and he's not enough for his first down, but the Tornadoes played that really well, Jeremiah. He leaned just enough inside the 35-yard line for his first down.
Now, see, that was a good job by the coaching staff going ahead and plugging in number 77 to go ahead and plug up that middle. Because I feel like if he wasn't there, somebody who was tired was there, that run would have been a whole lot longer.
There you go. 32, McBride coming out. Number 21 right there. Cole Crosby's coming in. Junior for junior swap right there. Actually, McBride is he's actually listed as a sophomore. So we'll see what happens here.
Now look here on the bottom of the field, we have number 1 and number 2. These 2 guys are out spread wide. I'm looking for something to be coming their way, probably about a fade up top.
Yep, or maybe some problem. Now he's going to bring his wing back in motion. Now he throws it back across. Oh my God!
Man.
What a pop right there! After the receiver got that, big number 9, Bryson Bowen popped that receiver. He should have just let that ball stop there. He got a yard for a big hit.
Now, see, I might have never been able to play with these guys, but I've been watching them since they were Pop Warner. The one thing about that kid, number 9, Bryson Bowen, he's always been an energizer bunny, ready to hit anything. For any heads-up play, he's always right there.
And play at home.
Yep, and he's going to come out and take a break right here. Yep, here we go. Throws across the middle, and that's going to be picked off. And if he just no, he may still take it in the house. Here he goes to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 30. He's going to go all the way. That's priorities right here.
I love the way they plug him in when he gets into this red zone kind of area, knowing that he has the vision, the speed, and the power to blow up anything and take it to the house.
There you go. Well, sidecar left is Manny Covey. And look at this formation right here. Oh, Shane's going to just take it himself. Sidesteps one, sidesteps another. He's in there for a tornado touchdown on a nice 4-yard run. Shanks with a tornado touchdown. And the Tornadoes, with 9:50 left in the second quarter, take the lead 12-7.
And I want to apologize to our viewers. We lost the camera for just a quick second. We're back up and going.
Okay, so back and going. Hey, you need to go to On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers to catch a great view of the game. Mitchell Gunner just told you he lost the camera for just a second, but now we're back in full swing right here. You'll be able to get every angle. Mitchell's turning his camera, sitting in color commentating too for Mr. Byron Bagwell, who's going to be here tonight. We've got a former running back for the Tornadoes. Played, Jeremiah, well, your last year was 2017, right?
No,
Or
sir.
2018.
My last year was 2018, 2019, that season there.
Okay.
We went all the way to PK Young and lost in the first round.
Yep, that's exactly right. And we're going to go for 2. And do we get that? Yeah. No. They said no. Nice play there.
Man, that
The Oakleys. Yeah. And they stuck it right there at about the half-yard line. So 12-7. And look, this is where the Tornadoes don't need. Hey, we are a very, very small quantity team. We don't need to get in any altercations, any kind of mouthing or jurbling or anything like that to either cost you a big penalty or to get you kicked out of the game. Personal foul penalties and unsportsmanlike penalties. Jeremiah, I know you used to watch a lot of games, killed us last year.
Yes, sir, they did. And I think the one key that a lot of people may not know out there is if we keep our helmets still, you won't get a flag at all. Once you get a jab in that helmet back and forth, that's definitely when the refs start to look and start to pull their flags a whole lot more.
You remember, I remember, and I know this happened when you were playing, y'all used to always go to a knee. Remember? Y'all did that, no move. Just go to a knee or just stand still or whatever. Y'all played this ball pretty much a couple of those years when y'all instilled that. And I wish they would have kept doing that. But, yeah, hey, let's just play the game. Everybody's a good athlete out here. Let's play the football game. Hey, show your superiority. Go right here.
Right.
Go in the line of scrimmage battles. Show me that.
Go out there and do your job.
Yes, and that's exactly right.
And don't try to overdo your job and cause yourself some penalties.
Now look, they put number 8 in the backfield looking for a whole lot of speedy things going on, especially on these edges here. Watch this.
Carlos Winthrop right here, sidecar right, small scat back. Look, he's going into the flat. He's going to throw it out here flat. It is complete. The little man makes one man, make another man miss all the way up to the 38-yard line, and that's going to be about 2 yards short. They're going to call him about the 40-yard line. Oh, they're going to give him all of it. So 10-yard gain right there, and an Oakley first down, and they brought the scat back out, as you said, into the flat, little duck pass, and he did the rest.
Yes, sir.
So here we go right here. Oakley moving left to right on your radio dial, trailing 12-7 with 9:35 in the second quarter. Now there's a flag, and that's going to be on the sideline right there. And that's probably on one of the coaches right there, or maybe one of the players said something. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty and another automatic first down.
And what did we just get finished saying?
Yes, we did. So I guess they don't put the penalty yards there because I guess they want to give them enough room to work. So, but we do know that was a penalty right there. No yardage says, but that was a penalty. Here we go. Gives it this little scat back, runs to the left side, and leans forward in there for about a yard. Big number 21, Cole Crosby, comes up there and makes that stick after about a yard gain.
Yes, sir. And I love the way that number 23 over there, he went ahead and took the edge and made him do nothing but cut it with your right to his linebacker to get that big old hit.
Mitchell, and I tell you, you're exactly right, Jeremiah. I tell you, right now our defensive line is giving Oakley's offensive line a lot of fits right here. Doing a lot of stunts, coming in the gaps, and that's exactly right. Ball almost over there on this side of the hash, there's a far hash. We've got twin receivers to the right here, trips. Number 12, number 8, and number 2. So trip receivers to the right, one over to the left, spread the Tornadoes out. Scat back on the left side, big number 21. And that's Jordan Nesby. He's going to wiggle his way up to almost the 45-yard line, gain of 3 yards. This is going to be 3rd and 6 from the far hash at the Oakley 44-yard line. Ball's got to get to midfield, guys, for the first down.
Looking for him to throw over here to this right side down here close to us, a little bit close to the sideline. Looks like that's what the coach's favorite play is on these type of downs. Let's see what happens here.
And let's see if the quarterback may just take this and run straight up the A gap. No, he's going to roll right. Look. Throws it out into the flat. And number 12 wasn't even looking.
No,
I don't even think that would have been completed. It looked like it was over his head anyway.
That's definitely miscommunication. He got discouraged by seeing one of those rumbling tornadoes.
The pass was definitely behind number 12.
Yeah, Davon Boykin, the wide receiver, the sophomore wide receiver, should have been looking for that. All right, here we go. It looks like the Oakleaf will come out on defense right here, basically saying after that it's just a punt. So they're not punting and they're not kicking off. So really can't see the Tornado special teams, but just what I see right here in skill players and quickness. In fact, the Tornadoes have still got the same speed that y'all had back in the day, gentlemen.
They have even more of it. They have a lot more players who actually have that speed. They got a lot of players that probably have more of that 4.5, 4.4 speed.
Do you remember some 4.4 speed? Do you remember a kickoff return for 96 yards at Newberry?
Yes, I remember
that turned the game around.
I remember that one. I remember the one that PK Young, the one that broke the record for. Actually, that was Keystone.
Yeah, Keystone.
99 yards.
Yeah. But that started off that season at Newberry. You know, we were highly touted and highly ranked that year. I mean, we didn't lose nobody. Remember, that's the year that y'all went on that big time run.
Yes.
And Newberry played us stuff that night over there. But then as the season went, like you said, it just started gelling. And then all of a sudden, whoa. Because that loss, we lost to Baker County, and then we ran off 10 in a row, didn't we? 11 in a row. Was you on that team?
That wasn't Baker County that time. That was, who did we lose to? Taylor County.
Taylor County, yeah. Here we go. Deep. And Khalil Cummins got the catch at the 40-yard line. What a throw by Shanks.
Nice catch.
There we go.
I look for them two throughout this whole year. They have a connection like no other.
Yes, they do. What a great connection. And that's a nice 52-yard gain. And the Tornadoes are inside Oakleaf territory at the 39-yard line. Ball on the near hash. What a throw there by Shanks. And that was double coverage, by the way.
Oh, yes.
And Khalil Cummins comes down with that catch.
That was a nice placement by Shanks and a nice route actually by Khalil. A lot of people won't notice. He kept himself at the numbers so that Shanks could throw it to the sideline for him, so only he could get to it. That's a great combination that those two have.
Twin receivers to the left. That's Cook on the inside as the slot back. You got Khalil over there to the right on the outside hash. Here we go. Gives it to, looks like Pollard. Pollard testing the left side, and he carries a couple of players inside the 35 to the 34. Let's call it the 33-yard line. Nice play there right there.
Yeah, nice little pickup there.
Yeah, about 6 yards.
Now, look, our offensive line, they're looking a little tired, but that right there should be a definite confidence boost. See, the defense were in the cover 0. They brought all the linebackers and safeties down, daring us to run the ball, and you see what we did. We came right at them.
And they gave him a dose of Pollard. Pollard's got that speed, too. Pollard gets a little crease, and he'll be gone. I like number 1 right here, Torn Brazil, lining up. It almost looks like a wing T formation. Jeremiah modified. Bad snap. And the ball's on the ground. Pollard didn't get it back. Great awareness about Pollard. They're going to lose a couple, but the Tornadoes will retain the football.
Still third down, little bits of ways to go. Don't panic too much. You're on the other side of the field. Can do something simple and break it for a lot more yards than you need to be.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Shanks here, Mitchell. Shanks can take the ball and run this thing.
Oh, yes,
he's got speed and he's got elusiveness. They're going to bring Jason Clark in at the tight end position. Shanks coming back from Coach Rogers. Coach Rogers says, run this play. So this is third down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call it a long 7 from the 37-yard line from the near hash. Twin receivers to the right. 1 over here to the left, and that's Cummings. And guess who is in the pistol formation? That's Pollard.
Looks like the defense here is running a little 4-2, 4-2-5 a little bit. Have that nickel back over there in a comfortable position. We may be able to run down and throw down the middle, or we can pass it out to the sidelines and let our receivers go to work.
And somebody didn't like the look of that, and I think that was Oakley that took that time out with 6:05 left, 12-7. They didn't like that setup right there.
Yeah.
Exactly. They had Khalil over there. They
Yeah.
had the other receiver. They had a whole sideline and the hash and everything. That's just too much space when you're running a 4-2-5.
I think
Especially if you don't have the linebackers with the sideline speed.
I think the timeout was actually called by Bradford.
Was it called
He
Bradford?
signaled to Bradford's side.
Maybe Bradford's coach didn't see. I thought it was the Oakley coach. Maybe Bradford seen something they didn't like, and like he was saying, they was playing that 4-2-5 coverage, and maybe they had a pass play maybe into the middle of the field, and they was like, no. But I think Shanks is smart enough quarterback right here that he would have just, if he didn't see it, he's going to pull the ball down and run it.
Oh yeah.
Now, see, definitely when it comes to this 4-2-5 defense, the key definitely is the linebacker. That extra DB that they bring on the field that's at that nickelback position, he's definitely going to control what the offense can and cannot do. And right now, I believe Coach Rogers is definitely going to test that here.
Right. 6:05 left in the second quarter right here before half. 12-7 Tornadoes. Shanks rolling to the right, looking. Look at that speed. Throws it up on the run. Oh! And that was almost a beautiful catch by Cook. If he'd have been 6'2", he'd have had it.
We got a flag down right there at 25.
Hopefully, we have some type of pass interference here.
I'm hoping so too, but I'm wondering if this is a holdout here or maybe illegal man downfield. Let's see. Let's see the call here.
Knowing high school ball, that's definitely probably a holding. When it comes to a quarterback rolling off to the side, they definitely, the rest, they get to definitely watching those tackles.
So Shanks is coming over here. Looks like the Tornadoes are going to stay on offense right here. They're talking it over. Referee is looking toward Oakley right here. It looks like there's going to be marked up against Oakley. They're checking the penalty out there. And I'm wondering what you just said, Mitchell, if there was some pass interference out there on Cook.
I think it was actually maybe a hold on the receiver out there.
Because once the ball was thrown, he definitely had a little bit of contact before he broke back while Shanks was going trying to get a good read down there.
So let's see. They're talking it over right now. Shanks is coming out to get the huddle on the offense right here. They pointed toward Bradford. Well, hold them. Yeah, no, we want that penalty. Sure we do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be 10 yards and an automatic first down.
See, that gives us a little bit more breathing room and a lot more selections. And now we've seen how they react with the 4-2-5 defense when Shanks is rolling out to the side. Now let's see if we punch him right down the gut, down the middle with this running play.
10-yard penalty right there from the spot. Now that ball is inside the 30-yard line all the way to the 27. Line the game to be for another first down is the 17-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Twin receivers to the left. Nobody out to the right, but he's got sidecar Willie Covey on the right-hand side. No, Shanks is going to keep it, and the defense read that right up. Big number 51 right there for Oakley was all over that. Andrew Lee, the big defensive lineman right there, stuffed that up.
Yeah, they swarmed to the ball that time, David.
Now, see, you'll notice here they kind of switched from a 4-2-5 back to a 4-3. They switched in out that extra defensive back and brought in a little heavier linebacker to try to plug things in right there. Now, that comes with just recognition of the offense. We got to be able to see when they actually do their substitutions as well, just as we do our own.
Exactly right. 2nd and 12 from the far hash. The Tornadoes, 5:22, 5:21, clock running. Tornadoes up 12-7, and the Tornadoes are threatening for more. Ball just inside the 29-yard line. Shanks in a shotgun formation. Brings that wingback in motion. Gives it on that sweep right there. And that's Pollard. Pollard takes it all the way inside the 21-yard line. Nice pickup, but he's still going to be about 3 or 4 yards short of the first down. I like that. They line Pollard up in that slot, and then they bring him and do that wide receiver sweep. And look at there, man. A gain of almost 7 yards right there. This is going to be third and manageable.
Now, see, we're in the lead right now. The game's about 12-7 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. We're on our side of the field. I definitely expect us to kill the rest of these about maybe 3 minutes off the rest of the clock and try to get another punch into the end zone here and make even more comfortable lead for these younger guys coming in the second half.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree as well. So let's see. Twin receivers to the right. Gives it to Manny Covey. Manny Covey trying to test to the left side. Manny Covey slithers his way behind that left tackle and that left guard inside the 15 to the 14. And that should be enough for a Tornado first down. It will be.
Yes, it is.
He needed what? 4, and he got 6.
Now, see, right now I want to give credit to Pollard. See, there was a little back and forth between him and the defensive back, trying to give him the little guy jokes as they always try to do. With the score is up, and he kept his mouth shut along the way. Hopefully, next time the ref sees it, they throws a flag on that.
That's exactly right. Play that tit for tat game, and you're exactly right. Mitchell, I tell you, what a great night here, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming up here with me. I know Byron wish he could be here. Hey, having a great time. Sun's still in our face here. We've got a beautiful night for spring football. We are one of the last teams in the area to play our spring football game.
Right, and I tell you, the weather is great, and as the sun goes down, the temperatures will continue to drop.
Yeah.
And I believe tonight the low is going to be 69 degrees.
Wow, that's going to be a beautiful night right here in North Florida. Hey, I would say if you're listening to the radio, but we're not on radio tonight, Mitchell. But hey, if you're going down 301 and you're going through Facebook and you go, what is this going on here? Hey, if you're coming from New York, tell them, Jeremiah, we've got tornado football. Some of the best football is in the South right here. Some of the best football is in this area right here.
Yeah, right. You're going to see a lot of rivals. A lot of people used to go to school together in these areas. Just like I said, there's a lot of people at Oakley who I grew up with, who then I played on the opposite side of the ball with them with a different jersey on. So that makes everything even more exciting.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And I tell you, there's nothing like Florida high school football. I think it's the best football in the country. Here we go. Manny Covey makes one man miss, makes another man miss, and they're trying to write him down. And they do inside the 14 to the 13-yard line. He got the ball deep inside in the backfield there, and he made a couple of yards out, you know what I mean, out of really nothing. There was nothing really there as they were trying to ride him to the ground.
See, right now I expect them to keep Manny in and force them to keep running the ball down their throat so that Oakley has to try to force us to throw this ball. But it's not going to happen. We're still trying to run this time off the clock and try to punch it down their throats.
Now they're going to line Mitchell. They're going to line Manny Covey, number 28, in that slot, and they're going to put Pollard in the backfield, sidecar right of Shanks. Here we go. Here's it to Pollard. Pollard slips down.
He slips.
Yeah. I don't know if there would have been much right there because big number 23, Nazir Bailey, the defensive lineman, was right there.
Yeah, he got great penetration through the offensive line there, David. And unlike you, if he didn't slip, he wasn't going to make it much farther than that.
Now, see, this right here is definitely showing when it comes to our numbers. Our offensive line is getting a little tired. We're not really able to sub that many people out with being able to keep the quality of linemen up. So right now, these linemen themselves are going to have to dig together and come together as a group so that we can go ahead and keep punching this ball down their throats.
Yeah, 3:06 left in the second quarter, 12-7, Bradford. If you're just now joining us on my Facebook Live page, the reason I'm on right now is because I want you to go to On the Spot Motorsports page with David Rogers, hosted by Mitchell Gunner on Wednesday nights. But we're bringing you a special edition of Bradford Tornado Football right here from Star, Florida. Hey, Mitchell, I tell you, I don't know how many viewers you got there now. Is the numbers starting to creep a little bit? Hey, it's better than none.
That's right.
And I tell you, go back. Some people may be watching on YouTube.
No motorsports tonight. It's all about football.
Right, but you can still watch it on YouTube, right?
That
it's
is
coming
correct.
live on YouTube and on Facebook.
Now, I just want to let anybody know who is on the live right now that I did drop a link to the YouTube so that you'll be able just to click on it and it'll switch just an app away.
How about that? There we go. Hey, we got our Jeremiah Bond helping us out on that. 3:06 left, 12-7. Bradford, third, and a long 11. Got to get inside the 10-yard line for the first down. Shanks looking, throws that slant across the middle. Did he hold on? He did. He did. He bobbled it and held on. And what a play right there by the receiver. Shanks put it right on the money. And is that what? That was 21 right there. Was that Cole Crosby?
I believe so, David. And man, what concentration to keeping your eye on the ball and to be able to come back.
Actually, no, that was Manny Covey.
Was that Manny? Was that number 28 for sliding in on that slot position?
Now, see, that's great recognition by the coach. Like I said earlier, Pollard and the other DB, the DB picking on him because of his size. You get somebody in there who's bigger, closer to the end zone, give a bigger target for our quarterback, and everything else, just let the magic happen.
Yeah, like I said, 3 minutes left in this first half right here. The Tornadoes up 18-7, trying to add the 19-point right here. Hayden Hughes with a miss already. Let's see if he can redeem himself. Kick is up, man, and I tell you, Hayden right now having some issues with the kicking game. He was great last year. He just needs to find himself. Hey, get out there, take your time, kick that thing through. We've left a couple of points out there on the board, gentlemen. This should be 20-7, but that's okay. Right now, Tornadoes lead 18-7. And I'm going to tell you, that young man right there, he'll find himself, and you'll see him kicking 30, 35-yard field goals for the Tornadoes all year long.
And I tell you, David, on that last play, those tip drills are just as important for your wide receivers as they are for your defensive backs. And it showed right there the concentration on the coming down with that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, he actually bobbled it, as Jeremiah said. He actually bobbled it in his own hands, and then he brought it back in. That's great hand and eye coordination right there. And what a job there by Manny Covey. And that's why he's one of the best around here, Jeremiah, and why he's getting all these scholarship offers.
Now, I'll tell you right now, the key to this Tornado defense is the hope that when we get the lead up like this, that we do not go into cruise control. This drive is definitely going to determine that right here.
Yeah, that's a nice play right there. Makes one man miss. He picks up 11 yards, almost 12 yards, and that's going to be an opening first down. And what a pass by Evan to his wide receiver right there. Zipped it in there. And then, of course, the wide receiver does the rest. Yards after the catch. You know what I mean? But so yards after catch always very important.
And Jeremiah, you're correct. Stay on the gas.
That's the same play that we had while I was here playing.
Oh my goodness. And number 5 right there, Jalen Maiden almost made a beautiful play. He read that all the way. And I'll tell you, he had it in his hand, just didn't come in.
But the reason why the drop itself was so great is now it's going to energize everybody back up who was just asleep, not running to the ball. Not everybody knows. Anybody has that opportunity to turn the ball back over and get our offense back on the field.
Khalil Cummins and, of course, Demetrius Pringle, which play in a safety position, looking, and they run the ball. And I'll tell you, that's almost a quick 10 yards right there. And there's flags coming all over the place right here. And I wonder if they're not going to get the Tornadoes with a face mask. Number 55, his helmet flew off there, but I think that was happening during the run right there. But I wonder if they can grab a face mask right here, Mitchell.
Just like I said earlier, look, they're subbing in number 51. He's going to be playing in the middle, trying to plug that up a little bit and let our DBs do the rest of the work.
And 56, Trente Jenkins is going to come to the sideline right here for a breather.
A well-deserved breather at that.
So they pick up the flag. Oh, it is against Oakleaf. How about that? So it's going to be a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct. Excuse me. And it was enough for the first down, so they'll back it up, and it will be a first down. Actually, it's going to be second down from the 40-yard line, and Oakleaf wants a timeout with 2:30 left. Tornadoes up 18-7. Mitchell, I'll tell you, we've had a great show. Let's talk a little bit about On the Spot with David Rogers. You joined us on Tuesday night, and we had a guest on, Manuel Asensio. He's running for Congressional District 3 seat, and he's trying to run against Kat Kamek and another gentleman that's going to be running as well in the primaries. We had him on, gave a little bit of story about himself, some of the things that he would like to get done. So we had a great guest Tuesday night, waiting for Kat Kamek to hopefully respond, and she did respond, or at least her
their office actually responded today and wanted some information. So probably here in the next couple of days, maybe we'll get a call from her office and be able to have her on. And hopefully the other candidate will follow suit as well and come on and share his views of what he would like to bring to Congress and for the District 3.
Yeah, and then on Wednesday night, you followed yourself up. You had double duty. You were hosting On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, and we'll get to that here in a minute.
Sure, David.
As here we go. It is a first down. I thought it was. Let's call it 1st and 12.
Now notice here he has his favorite combination of number 8, number 2 down here down towards the sideline. Number 5, Mr. Outlaw down on his right, where he expected to see. So it's first down now. So expected him to give a right to Mr. Outlaw, running right back up.
Ball in the center of the field at the 40-yard line. Quarterback throws an out right here. What a beautiful play and a beautiful catch right there. Big number 2, Jalen Martin, the wide receiver, the junior wide receiver, and he's right there at the 49-yard line. Hey, nice hit of 11 yards and a first down.
Now, I'll tell you the one thing, we may not have the numbers, but the way that we're able to keep our great skilled players like Manny Covey, like Willie Pollard, like Dejon Shanks off the field, that's able to combat a lot of the numbers problems that we do have when it comes back to the other side of the ball. Being able to save your skilled players saves you a whole lot later down in the game.
And here we go. They're blitzing right here. Looking. Throws the ball out here. He overthrows number 8 right there. Number 8 needed to be about 6'7" for that. And that's Carlos Withrow. He looks like he's about 5'5" right there, Jeremiah. I think you're taller than him.
Just about. That's what it's looking like. But, everybody looks a little bigger in the past.
There you go. Ball here on the near hash right here to the near boundary.
Now, I'll tell you one thing that the defense is doing a good job of. Yes, Mr. Allah may not be getting the ball, but the defensive line is definitely beating them up when they get their hands on them. And that definitely helps when it's time for him to try to touch the ball and makes them waver a little bit.
Here we go. Gives the ball down. No, quarterback's going to keep it. And he wanted to throw it, but he's going to outrun everybody to the left side right there. Pick up a quick 12 yards. You can see.
Oh, look, we got a fight
a little tangled up right there between who's that there? Number 3 there, Gavin Cook, and their wide receiver out there. That's a great play there by the quarterback. He gained 12 yards. He actually gave him that pump and the fake, and then he took it outside. And Mitchell got a little speed to him.
Now, see, like I said earlier, when it came to age, if you didn't notice, when we had a little bit of break of timeout, coach was down there telling them to watch the pump. I don't know how these coaches do it, but they definitely predict what's going to happen on the next play.
Drew Adman, the junior quarterback. Let's see what this penalty is about. Face mask against the Tornadoes, and that's definitely going to be a first down. And they're going to mark off the yardage. No, they're going to leave it right there just so they can work with it. 2:13 left, 18-7 Tornadoes. But Oakleaf is driving. This is a nice little drive that started inside their territory at about the 34-yard line, I believe. So we got twin receivers to the right, one over to the left on the far boundary.
Now they subbed in Dejon Shanks and Khalil Cummins, so we have a little bit more leadership so that we can get this ball back rolling.
And some speed. Here we go. Tornadoes coming. Throws the ball out into the flat. Oh, that's Mr. Outlaw.
You got to wrap him up.
Hey, you got to wrap that kid up. Like you said, he's strong and big, got big thighs. We should have had him for a couple of yard gain, and he gains 14 yards, and that's an Oakleaf first down. Wow, Devin Outlaw. He looks the part.
Played it too.
Yeah. Going left to right on your radio dial, the Oakleaf Knights are on the Tornado, let's call it the 15-yard line here on the near hash. Hammond whispers something to Outlaw. Let's see. Hammond rolls to his right, left, throws it out there in the flat, and what a nice catch out there for about 4 yards. But hey, anything is positive right now. Ball's going to be spotted at the 11-yard line, gain of 4. Let's call it gain of 3, ball at the 12-yard line.
See, right now, coach is putting a lot of trust in number 32 out there at linebacker to be able to run that sideline to sideline. Because while you're inside this 20-yard line with Mr. Outlaw back there, you have to run a heavier set to be able to stop the run up front.
Devin McBride is 32 you're talking about. Gives it to Outlaw. Outlaw straight out the gut right there. And he took Tornadoes inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. That may be enough for his first down. But Devin Outlaw definitely putting it to the Tornadoes right now with his size.
Yeah, I tell you what, man.
I'm telling you, this 4-2-5 defense that we're trying to run right now, and hopefully they're spreading the ball out to be able to open it up more and spread out our defense. They're just going to what they know best right now.
And here we go. You're going to get another dose of Outlaw. That is a first down, first and goal from inside the 4. Ammon barking out signals. Here we go.
They got number 50 down here, down as a little wing back down here. He's definitely going to try to punch something up down somebody's throat.
Yeah, and somebody didn't like the look of some, so they're going to call a timeout with 45 seconds. 18-7 ball inside the 4-yard line for the Knights, trying to make this a 5-point game right here.
Yeah, Bradford didn't like something on that, so they went ahead and called a timeout.
I definitely feel like they're probably going to have to go a lot more slant and a lot more movement on the defensive line. Can't be having us just standing straight up. That's what's killing us right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And I tell you, you were talking about bringing in some beef. And right now, Outlaw is just putting it to our defense. We're going to have to beef up that front, like you said, the front 4 right there. Try to keep it as fresh as you can and bring some of those bigger linebackers in there to help as well. I see they bring in big Trente Jenkins back in, big number 56, to help out in that area. It looks like he's going to line up on the nose.
Now look, number 2 and our own DB down here, number 7, they have their own one-on-one competition down here, and they're all out wide. Let's look and see if the quarterback picks him. He's standing down. He's standing down right now.
Let's see if he gives it to Outlaw. He is going to give it to Outlaw. Outlaw just busted straight up there. That wasn't even no problem right there. Outlaw on a 4-yard touchdown run, and that's an Oakleaf touchdown. That was too easy, Jeremiah and Mitchell.
I think our defensive line's getting a little worn down a little bit. You know, we don't have the personnel on our side like they do over there. Two different size schools,
Yeah.
Class A teams, and that's what happens.
Well, but Tornadoes are holding their own, like Jeremiah said, and to our viewing audience, it's 18-13, looking for the extra point right here. Let's see if Hammond, as they drove him down the field, let's see if he can add the extra point. Right now, he would be 2 for 2 if he does that. 18-13 with 40 seconds left, Tornadoes. And he does.
Yeah, a nice kick
That's
right down
a
the
nice
middle.
kick straight down the middle. He's 2 for 2 tonight on extra points. And the Knights have cut it to within 4, 18-14 with 40 seconds left. Mitchell, Jeremiah, what I'm looking for in the second half is like Jeremiah said, the Tornadoes probably aren't going to be able to do it. You see the numbers are thin. They're still going to have to play some of these guys in that second half, but you're probably going to see a lot of new faces on the opening side in the second half.
Definitely a lot of new fresh faces at that.
So
right now with that drive alone, the thing that I learned is to see how we as a defense are going to change our sets, especially when we're seeing how the offense, they having a heavier back that's coming in and can punch it. They have a taller receiver who's down at the end who could go up one-on-one. So just to see if we can switch out from a 4-2-5 to more of a 3-4 or a 3-3 set type of defense, it all going to depend on that drive right there. So now we're going to look later on in the year to see how we've learned from that.
And that's a great point that you bring up. And Mitchell, Jeremiah bringing up some great points. He's played in this offense. He's played on this team. Twin receivers to the right, one to the left. Let's see if Shanks goes deep. Shanks is going to go deep. Throws the ball on a rope. And Cummings again makes the other one damn ass. 30 to the 30-yard line.
Yes.
And Cummings on 2 nice, beautiful catches. Hey, Cummings has got 3 catches for over 100 yards right now.
I told you, this combination right here, they're going to run the whole year when it comes to this passing offense.
They know each other very well and know what the other one's going to do at all times.
And I tell you, I've noticed something from Khalil Cummings and Shanks this year. You can tell they've been in the weight room. They put a little bit of muscle mass on, and I can see it in Cummings. Cummings just looks like your typical receiver, you know, your typical wideout that's got speed and quickness and hands and strength. That looks like Khalil Cummings. He fits that part perfectly.
He has the physique to actually block that cornerback.
Yes.
You see now, every time that Shanks has thrown that ball to that sideline, nobody has been able to beat Khalil to that ball. That strength, that body, the frame that he has. That's what we like to see. And see, Khalil also, he plays basketball as well. We love basketball players as receivers because they know how to block somebody to get a rebound. They know how to block a guy from the ball and get the job done. And he's showing that here tonight.
Yeah, that's a 42-yard pass and catch right there from Dejon Shanks to Khalil Cummings. And the Tornadoes have busted off a couple of nice long deep passes. And, those passes aren't coming really hard. He's got some nice touch on. Your receiver is coming back and making those plays for that quarterback.
Oh, yes.
22 seconds left before we go into our intermission. 18-14, the Tornadoes, but they just busted off a big 42-yard pass play from Shanks to Khalil Cummings. Moving right to left on your radio dial. Ball just right outside the 30-yard line. Let's see. No, Shanks is going to roll to his right. Looking.
He has him down.
He does have him downfield there. He's got him. And is that a catch?
No, he dropped
He dropped it right there. So what a nice play there by Clark, the tight end. If you see, he just did a drag route right there, Jeremiah. And Cummings Shanks waited just a little too late to throw the ball. I think if he threw it a little sooner, you got Jason Clark on a touchdown.
Now, see that right there, that shows the age as well as him as a quarterback. Maybe if he was able to get his head around faster, he would have been able to deliver the ball and just lead them down there into the end zone instead of forcing it right there on that front corner.
He kind of let the quarterback come back around and close up on a wide receiver before he let go of the ball.
That's when it comes to the science of football. You know, you only have a few milliseconds, a few open windows. You never know. Sometimes the DB might be able to close on that window. Sometimes the receiver, like we said what comes earlier, he's strong enough to block off that window, and it doesn't even matter to him. Right here, we got Shanks dropping back again.
Oh, look at that. Coming back. Oh, if Shanks would have dropped that a little bit more, that screen would have definitely worked right there. And that was going for a long ways because Mr. Pollard had nothing but green in front of him.
Now that looked like a play that I know very well myself.
Yeah.
That little small screen play. Running back acts like he's going to run the ball and block, and comes slips out right from up on everybody, where everybody's dropped back deep or rushing the quarterback as we just saw.
Yeah, and you see what Shanks did. He invited that rush in, invited, and then he finally dropped it over. And I tell you, if that ball is on time, Pollard scores.
And I'm loving the way that even Shanks, when he dropped back and invited him, he looked calm, collected, didn't rush or anything, still kept all his mechanics there. And then now we just had to get Pollard just a little bit antsy. He knew he had a lot of green grass behind him.
32-yard line here on the near hash. Shanks looking. It's 3rd and 10. Looking. And he's going to roll back to his left. He's telling him to go down the field, and he throws it that way, and it's tipped off. That was a bad pass right there. Big number 14. Bringing it back to the house. No, he's going to get tackled at the 25-yard line. Here comes the flag. He may have grabbed a little bit of the face mask. And big number 14, Amarian Grant, the sophomore defensive back, playing center field back there. You cannot make that pass, Jeremiah, when there's double coverage on the near sideline here.
Yeah, he definitely forced it there, David.
Even though it was somewhat of a big mistake at the end of the quarter, I love the heart that he showed. He went back and got that tackle himself. Even though, he had a big mistake, he didn't let it become a bigger mistake.
Right.
He didn't let him get all the way down the field with only a few seconds left. Well, now it's down to 0. But, they had 1 second left. Some teams, the defensive back, when they get an interception, if they don't have enough time to look like they're going to score, they'll run out of bounds. Enough yards to be able to get their kicker to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, 18-14 right here, as you see the Tornadoes over the Knights, and I think that's going to be the end of the half right there. They're going to just call it right there. It's the end of the half. I wonder if that penalty was against the Tornadoes. I do believe it was. He may have grabbed a little bit of the face mask of the helmet here. And, you came in on a defensive penalty, and it wasn't a defensive penalty because Oakley had possession on the interception, and we were making the tackle. So you can't extend it for that one play. It is over. Half is over, and it's 18-14 as the Knights are trailing the Tornadoes. Hey, what a great ball game we have here, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Rogers, voice and play-by-play man for the Bradford Tornadoes. Joined by my color commentator, Mitchell Gunner, also doing the camera work. He's also the host of On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers. I hope that's where you're watching that broadcast from, because you're going to get a better camera view than what I've got here. I'm just talking to you live off my Facebook page, and you can still hear us over here on Spot Motorsports, David Rogers. Also joining us, hey, he played ball here 2018, 2019, Mr. Jeremiah Vaughn, and some other years before. Went up north there for a little bit, Jeremiah. Tell a little bit. Did you play in that first year?
Yes, sir, I did actually. I played a lot in that first year. I came in as a freshman looking to play running back. They actually moved me out to receiver. It was my first time playing mainly receiver. Kind of been through a little injury throughout the whole year that I was going through, but I'll say I learned a whole lot more about the game. A whole lot more than I've ever thought that. I thought I had learned it all by that.
Well, let me ask you this. And I know the North, and I seen you about your coat. We got you some coats and things like that. It was cold up there, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. The first day of snow was actually on Halloween.
Wow. And you were in the Chicago area, right?
Yes, sir.
What school did you go to up there again?
I went to Trinity International. It's a few blocks away from Michael Jordan's house up there that he bought.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So is that a Division III school?
No, sir. That's actually an NAIA school.
Okay.
Which, anybody who's listening who has kids that are athletes, do not shy away from NAIA schools. Don't shy away from D3s or D2s, because a lot of times we also get looked at as well. Because we had a teammate who was there the year before me, who now he's getting actually a shot to go into the league right now. I think he has a trial this weekend. His name is Devontae Archer. He was actually a great mentor for me while I was there. So we still have opportunities no matter what level you're at.
Right, and that's exactly right. It doesn't matter where you get a scholarship to. Hey, take it and go. You can always work yourself up from there, like you have done and you're trying to do. Now, I know you're over at FAMU right now. You're taking classes, aren't playing football this year. Looking to play baseball, though, right?
Yes, sir. Looking to play baseball and possibly maybe running track again.
Okay, there you go. So possible track deal there. And you got how many more years of eligibility as far as football goes?
I have 3 years left.
Okay, so you can actually play, and you can still get your master's or your doctorates.
Yes, sir.
And still be.
And then after I get that, I still have another year after I'm done.
Wow. Is that because they're counting COVID? Or you
Yes.
still get your COVID year?
They're counting that COVID year, and also they're going to count my injury year as well when I didn't play.
Wow. Okay. So you could be playing even 6 years into school.
Basically, yes, sir.
Wow. And you hear athletes, Mitchell, like that, where they get that extra year of eligibility because of an injury. The COVID thing, everybody got an extra year. All athletes did because of the COVID year. So Jeremiah's an example of he's going to be a senior or a master's or a doctorate of some sort. I hope that's what he does, and still playing football, and will have another year of eligibility after that.
And see, that's the funny thing about when it comes to college football, because I was 17 coming into my freshman year, and I had teammates who were about 23, 24 years old, and it was their second year ever being able to play.
Right.
So it's no matter the situation, when it comes to these years, when it comes to college football, it's just all up in the air.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And right now, we've got the NJROTC out here. The young lady on the left, Jeremiah Vaughn, they went to a national competition. That young lady plays second, and she's only a freshman, plays second in the nation at her craft and what she's doing out there. The team did good as well. We're trying to get them on our show. Mitchell, I'm thinking that's going to probably happen sometime in June or July. We're trying to get a date there. We're probably going to do it in the gym. Little mistake there. Hey, everybody, I dropped that thing 50,000 times. I can't catch that.
Everybody's
I
human.
can't catch a goal.
And I'll tell you what, on every level, when it comes to Bradford, you got people who are excelling. You got people who are excelling in football, baseball, when it comes to sports. People excelling when it comes to school. People excelling even when it comes to FFA with the agricultural things that they have going on. When it comes to even the state level, spelling bee, anything. When it comes to Bradford, it's just excellence all around. I'm just loving that for this whole town.
Yeah, and I tell you, we're starting to build this thing up, and I think you can see it. Mitchell is always an advocate of schools. If you ever hear our show or watch our show, our regular show on the spot with David Rogers, Mitchell always talking about schooling and our community. Mitchell's our local guy that really cares about Bradford County. We need more Mitchell Gunners here in town than what we have to make things better, to look at things at a different perspective. And that's Mitchell's still young enough, but he's old enough too to realize what needs to happen in Bradford County.
Yeah, you know, as a citizen and having kids in school, parents should, reach out and voice their opinion if they have an idea that might have never been thought of before. That will help, and it's very important for parents to get involved.
And that's exactly right. You heard Jeremiah talk about Bradford excellence. Mitchell is trying to help provide that Bradford excellence, and that's what we want for our community, our kids, everybody that's involved. We want excellence. We want people to look at us and go, hey, we want to model ourselves after them. Hey, wouldn't that be great for somebody to say, hey, I want to model myself after Bradford?
Now, see, while I was in high school, our saying on the football team was protect the team. And that's it. If you see a teammate, somebody used to be a coach or anything like that, if you see him out in the streets, anything going on, protect them. So anybody who's on this live right now and watching from YouTube, if you see anybody who you know is in the community, you know they wear this tornado on their chest and on their back, look out for them, please. Lead them in the right direction. Don't let them go astray and then talk about it later. We need to promote this community even more. Protect the ones that you love, protect the ones you don't know, and everything will be going from there on forward.
I agree with you.
And look, Mitchell, look what we have here. We've got Coach Griffiths out here. Both Coach Griffiths. We've got Coach Roger Cruz there. We've got the girls weightlifting team, at least some of them here, to get presented their state championship rings and get recognized as state champions. And, of course, our boys basketball team that has won a state championship finally. Class 1A winners there. Coach Samson Jackson and his crew there. McBride, look at McBride. He's about 6'11". You can see him standing out there. Look how big he is.
And like I said earlier, when it comes to former teammates, you see Coach Terry Jackson down there. He was an offensive lineman for me when I was in high school.
See?
And he was playing basketball as well. That's why I said protect the team, come back and help out your community.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And they're unveiling it right over here, Mitchell. I know we can't get it. It's going to be over here to the side. They're unveiling the state championships there. Hey, unprecedented, guys, is what happened here. You had the girls weightlifting team win the state championship meet, and 3 weeks later, the boys win the basketball championship. Man, that is two major things within a 3-week period. That's
Confidence
sort of,
boost.
that's sort of unheard of.
It just
I mean-
goes to show you how much talent we have right here at this high school.
Not only that, but how well knit we are. The boys took that state championship that the girls won. The girls came and supported the boys, and they just all was going with all that confidence, all that winning mentality that they had, and they went out and got it done. And those boys who was on that state championship team, now that they know what it feels like, you know what it feels like to be a state champion. You know what it feels like to have this ring, to have everybody cheering their name. They're gonna bring it onto this football team, and that'll also help gel them together over this summer when they're workouts and this spring with the rest of this game that's going on.
And here we go. We're recognizing the boys and girls basketball team, the boys basketball team for winning the Class 1A state championship. And of course, the girls weightlifting team for winning the Class 1A state championship in girls weightlifting as well. Hey, I tell you, if somebody want to know the score, it's the Tornadoes 18, the Knights 14. So the Tornadoes up by 4 points right now. We're probably going to see a lot of different players from Oakleaf. They outnumber us, Mitchell, 2-1 here. You're probably going to see a lot of our starters still play in the second half just to keep the game going.
Right, keep it manageable.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of new faces there that did play in the first half. Jeremiah Mitchell, you're going to see him in the second half. So this score may or may not indicate how this game really should have went. I think the score is right here. I think the Tornadoes won that. Varsity to varsity, 18-14.
Now, see, the funny thing about it is, with Oakley having these new numbers, when these players come out in the second half, it's going to be a fresh new game for them. While as for us, we're going to be a little tired, maybe still going off with that same momentum because we're such a small knit team that the momentum is going to be able to easily carry over. It's not like the guys who are going to come out this second half just sat around and did nothing. They have some time out there as well. They've already loosened up a little bit. Hopefully, we can take that and go ahead and start the fireworks and get it cracking.
All right, Mitchell, I'm going to ask you a question. I know that you've been watching the sideline, you've been working the camera, and by the way, great job of doing that. What do you see in Coach Jamie Rogers, the new coach? We had a great coach, and of course, Brian Tomlinson. He's moved on now over to Williston. New regime right here. I'm seeing, like Jeremiah said, I'm seeing a little bit of the same things that Coach Tomlinson ran. That little spread, right open a little bit. I do like some of the wrinkles that Jeremiah said that they're running, the little running back screens, the sweeps. They're still spreading out 3 wide on the right side, sometimes 3 wide left on this. Are you seeing some of the same things that Tomlinson did?
There are some similarities, but also I think the playbook is a little bigger than what it has been in the past. And one thing that I see the most, I see the maturity level in these football players for Bradford, and you're not seeing a whole lot of penalties that we usually do when they first take the field, in a spring game or at the beginning of the season. So there's a lot of maturity there. I think the new coach, he's not going to put up with, crazy penalties that shouldn't be done. There's going to be discipline on that team if stuff like that's going to take place.
Speaking about that discipline, I believe that Coach Johns actually was up under Coach Rogers while he was over at Baker County for a while.
I do believe
so. If you've seen sometimes on the sideline here, Coach Rogers is definitely digging into his players here right now. And when it comes back to this playbook and how open he is, I believe that's also because it's his first year. He still has to learn his players, learn what they can and cannot take when it comes to how much of the playbook do they know. Coach Tomlinson did the same thing in his first few years, and then once he found his niche, found our niche or what we're really successful at, that's why it started to look like our playbook kind of condensed, but really it just opened a whole lot more throughout the trash that looked like that wasn't really useful. That's not for us as skilled players, because right now, see, they have Manny Covey down there, they have Willie Pollard. They have different skill sets that from me, myself, I didn't have the height and the strength that Manny Covey has. Right. See, with Eric Smith, he didn't have the speed that Willie Pollard has. Right. Willie Pollard doesn't have the size that Eric Smith had. Right. So it's a lot of differences in what the type of plays you can and cannot call in a certain situation. It's also a different mentality as well. So right now, they're having a lot of back and forth on the field. We didn't have that when I was there. It's a different levels of mentality. Also, we were an older team. When I was playing, we had a lot of older players. I was a young guy for a long time until I became that older guy. Right. I didn't become the older guy until my senior year, which is crazy. You would think that I was the older guy my junior year. I was really still sitting in the background. And right now, you have these guys who are sitting in the front row. They're still sophomores and juniors. They're not even the seniors yet. So it's just about the mentality. He's coming right in. He still has to set that discipline. And I feel like this is going to be a great year, exciting year as well.
Well, Jeremiah, I think, what, like you said, he's trying to learn his players and he's trying to build chemistry with everyone. And, chemistry is very important. And, these players don't only need to have each other's back on this field, but they need to have each other's back at the school and off campus.
Right.
They got to be there.
Which is like what I was saying back earlier.
Exactly.
Protect the team. The team is what matters the most. The team doesn't just start and stop at this football field. It's off when you get off the football field. It's when you go home. That's why when you come to the field, you see these great combinations. Like you see how Khalil and Dejan, how they're close-knit. They're together all the time. Their families are close.
Right.
The coaches are close. His dad's a coach. His dad's cousin is here coaching.
Yeah.
It's a lot of family that's here. And it's a lot of well-knit program. That's why we always succeed because it's literally a family, literally. Somebody's cousin on this team.
And I like what y'all just said right there about the camaraderie and the unity. And you look over I've been blessed because I took over this job 2015-2016 season when the Zion Barber was around and those guys and knew we had some good football teams. They made the playoff the year that Terry, his last year, doing tornado football. And then, of course, I'm taking it over. And I've been blessed by having playoff football each and every one of those years. And I want to continue it on. And I do believe I see some similarities from last year's team to this year's team. But I do also see the diversity that you guys are talking about. If you look at last year's schedule, we were in every ball game with the exception of Union County. Why did Union County beat us 50-21? Jeremiah hit it right on the head. Didn't have enough depth on the defense.
Right.
Union County has an offensive line that averaged 295 pounds across the front line, and they had 3 great running backs that would just run the ball down the throat. That's why Union County won those football games that they did, and they made Bradford look bad because we could not stop the run. We didn't have enough beef up front to stop the run. And once that downhill slope continues, it just continues, and they get on the roll and you can't stop it. To me, Union County was the only team to really whip our behind last year. Not even Pahokee. Pahokee, we was in that game.
Now, see, the thing is, that's a great thing about when it comes to 1A through 4A football. Because it's so small, that's when you're going to get that exciting amount of just straight running it down your throat, run heavy offenses. That's why the leading running backs in the state every year are between 1 and 5A. Because we're going to run the ball, and we're going to see if your city is better than ours when it comes to it. Now, with the Union County game last year, I feel like Union County just had our number for the longest. We haven't been able to play each other for that long of a time. Especially, I feel like we, as ourselves, probably treated it like as if it was a Keystone game. Just a look over, like, hey, it's just Union County.
And you're
just
right.
The Creek. Hey, it's just Keystone there. We beat them all the time, this, that, and the third. But, hey, they came to play. And so this year, if they're running it back, I expect it to be a spectacle. Just like
well, I'm going to give you the schedule. And, Jeremiah, you're not going to get your wish. Because Union County didn't schedule us this year. I think they tried to work it out. They actually scheduled Lake City in our spot. They want to play Lake City, Columbia. I don't blame them. Let me tell you why. Union County's got all those players back. That whole offensive line is back. Only lost one running back, and that was that number 33. Their quarterback is back, A.J. Cortez. They have a chance to win that rural Class 1A. I do believe it. And I'm not so sure, Jeremiah. I love my Tornadoes. I'm not sure I want to play that game. What I see right now.
Me being a Tornado, me being myself, I love the competition. Even when we had our battles with the Nellen 3 years in a row, I was waiting to see the Nellen if we lost to them that year before. We're going to beat them the next year. And if we got to see them in the playoffs, we just got to see them in the playoffs, and they got to see us. And hopefully we can bring Union County right back at this field, too. And see if we can go ahead.
And that's where that game was supposed to be. It was supposed to be on this field. I'd like to see it too, but I just, man, with the beat that they got, and the size that they got, and the way that they can run the ball down your throat. Again, we don't know who's going to transfer in. We still got the whole summer to determine who's going to come here.
Now, that's a great thing about with Coach Rogers coming in. Him being at Baker County, they'll play all those great larger Jacksonville teams all those years. He's used to having to be undersized and playing against bigger competition. He's used to being able to use his different sets and his players and knowing the type of chemistry he has to have. He's used to this. He's been here before. He's been to the state championship before. He knows how to get there. He knows the philosophy. He has the cooking book. So right now, he just has to pick his perfect ingredients and mix them well. Season should go well, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so too, because the schedule sets up just perfectly for them as well. Let me just go over, besides our kickoff classic, we've got Baker County over there. That ought to be interesting because J.D. Rogers coming back. That's on August the 26th. Then at home, we've got the Baldwin Indians, who in the last couple of games have been a thorn in our side.
Yes, they
We've
have.
had their number for the last couple of years. And but Baldwin's a good football team. They elevated their program as well. So that ought to be interesting here at home. Then we got Middleburg coming here. We play Middleburg every once in a while, but we got Middleburg on that schedule. Then a game I'm really interested in because most of their players went to Hawthorne, and that's Gainesville East Side. We're going to play them over there at Citizen Field on a Friday night, September the 16th. I'm really waiting to see what they have because Cornelius Ingram over there has got a program. Hawthorne is going to be good again. They've been good the last 2 years. They're going to be good again this year.
Yes.
Tallahassee Monroe's coming here. That ought to be interesting. Do you know them?
Actually, I don't know them at all, but I'll definitely try to be here for that game and watch.
Yeah, that's on September the 23rd. And then, of course, we got district play now, guys. I don't know if y'all knew that. We got district play. We're in 2H, suburban 2H.
So can you kind of explain the district play now that comes in?
So you remember for the last 2 or 3 years, it was always region. The state was divided into 4 regions in each class, and the top 6 teams out of those 4 regions made the playoffs. Just depends on points, things like that, who you win-loss percentage comes in, RPI, all that comes into play. Well, they always thought that the best teams never got in there. So what they decided to do is go back to the district and go, let's go old style football. Hey, you win your district, you're into the playoffs.
Now, see, that's great to hear.
That's me. I like that too. You win your district, you're in. All right, district play starts with Keystone, at Keystone. Then we've got a new team called Tucoya Creek. Tucoya Creek, new team out of backside of Jacksonville, St. Augustine area. They're in our district. They're the Toros. They're going to be coming here. Team that you mentioned, man, that's always been a thorn in our side too. But we've got them and they've gotten us, and that's Dunellen. They're not in the district, thank God. So that'll be at home as well. The Toros, when we play Tucoya Creek, that will be, according to what I know, homecoming. And then the Dunellen game will be a senior night. That's on October the 21st. Then another district game, we're going to go to Palatka. Palatka back on the schedule and get ready to start the second half here in just a few seconds right here as this time runs off. And then we're going to go to Live Oak Swanee.
Now that Swanee game is definitely going to set the precedent leading into that district play in those playoffs.
Yeah, into the playoffs. So hopefully by that time we've got the district wrapped up and we're looking forward to playoffs. Hopefully we'll get the ball first. It looks like they're leaving their starters after that. Throws the ball out to the flat. Nice catch. Oh, and
nice strip.
And they're going to pick it up and they're going to take it back to the 22-yard line. That's a pitch and catch right there, and then a fumble. Nice script there by number 7, and that's big time. C.J. Carter. How about that? That's the name we have to call tonight. Nice play.
Like I told you, when it comes to that momentum, we're a small knit team. That momentum is going to stay tight. We came out here fire. We set those firecrackers off, and now we're right back to our offense, getting ready to rock and roll.
Again, the defense last year wasn't the problem. You asked your defense to try to hold you in games. I thought our offense moved the ball well at times. You've heard the games. You watched the games. You've been here with me. I just thought if we had just a little more, Jeremiah, just a little bit more offensive line, we could have won 3 or 4 more of those games.
Not only that, but the weight room. The guys were old enough. They didn't have the strength behind them to push for those extra few yards. Now they definitely have that.
Again, I see it in Khalil Cummings and the build he's got. Look at Manny Covey. These guys have been in the weight room. Here we go. Going to give it to Covey out here on the right side. Oh, he slips right there. Cuts it back to the inside. He's still almost going to get 8 yards on that, and he tripped himself up. The turf monster got him.
Now, see, this right here is Manny Covey's bread and butter. It looks like Coach Rogers has definitely noticed that. He's got him in this red zone area. It's kind of really spread out, but it's really a small area if you're really looking at it. And that's where he works with quick decisions, good movement, and the strength behind him to tow people with him.
Yeah, Tornadoes moving right to left on your radio dial. They're up 18-14. 11 minutes still in the third quarter. Just starting the third quarter. Here we go. Tornadoes. We got a timeout on the field right there, and that's going to be timeout Oakley.
Yes, it is.
So he's seen something there that he didn't like. But that was actually a gain of about 5, almost 6 yards there. I thought he was going to give him 8, but they may have said his knee hit right there. But great opening drive right here by the Tornadoes as they come out defensively, like you said. Nice pitch and catch in there flat, and then just a nice strip there by C.J. Carnes.
Now, see, sometimes what a lot of people don't know is that when it comes to timeouts in football, it's kind of just like with basketball. If one team gets too much momentum, we're going to call that timeout. We got to try to cool them off a little bit. And it looks like the Oak Leafs coach right now is going to try to ice us out. But I think, like I said, that momentum is just going to be too much. We're too small of a team to not let that momentum keep this fire well going.
Yeah, ball on the far hash. Let's call it the 17-yard line. We're going to need to get just inside about the 14-yard line right there. So we're going to need a good 3, almost 4 yards for this first down right here. So ball again on the far hash right there. We got trip receivers over here to the left with Cook and big number 4 right there, Demetrius Pringle. He's going to be the inside slot man.
Looking for maybe a little small screen pass
right
here.
Yep. Sidecar right is Manny Covey. Now he's going to line up to the left side. He's going to go to the left side of Shanks. Shanks in the shotgun. Takes a snap. No, he's going to give it himself right up the left side, right up the gut to the center of the field, and he's going to get all the way inside the 3 to the 2-yard line. Nice gain of 17 yards and a Tornado first down, and we've got golden goal from there.
Yeah, that right there was design play.
Now, see, that was a great play call because on the last play when Manny went out and caught that ball, the same man who came in and blitzed just now, he was the same one who went over there and read him. So that's why I feel like that was a great call. He had Shanks pull it right up under him and took it almost to the house.
Nice block by the left guard, the left tackle in the center right there, opening up that hole. He started off on the left side, then he got right into the middle of the field, and he just did the rest on his own. So we've got a first and goal to go right here inside the 3-yard line. Shanks, shotgun. He's going to keep it again. Runs up the left side. Leans forward. Inside the 2. Inside the 1. This is going to be second and goal from just inside the 1-yard line. Nice keep again there by Shanks. And I tell you, Shanks, for his size, he ain't worried about getting hit. He's going to take that ball and run it whichever hole he's supposed to run it in.
He has to, especially with this type of offense here. It's a lot of banging and bumping, and a lot of bruises going to come up out of it. Can't be scared playing in Bradford football.
So Gavin Cook's going to come out, and I like that they put the 2 running backs in here. Pollard is going to line up in the slot over here to the left, and we've got almost like a pistol formation right here for Covey. Oh, red snap to Covey, and look at that play there by the Oak Leaf. That was just a bad snap, but the nose guard was sitting right there, big number 50, and Oak Leaf is going to take over right there. And that dagger hurts right there. Your second goal inside. Sometimes, Jeremiah, and I'm not saying that it happened right here. Sometimes you get too cute with things. And instead of just saying, I don't know about you. I know I'm used to playing in an era where I like to line up behind center. You're down there at the goal line. Get your quarterback behind the center. Take a snap. Give it to the running back and let your line do the plowing. A lot of people want to try to spread you out, even inside the 5-yard line, I like to call it. And sometimes you get too cute and you run yourself out of
Well, I tell you what, sometimes you just have to do that with guys that's, with my type of speed and agility, but with your type of size down there on the line. Sometimes you just have to back up a few yards and let things calm down a little bit. And see, like I said earlier, when it comes to the offensive side, the guard is the one who's going to lead your offense away. But at the same time, you need a center who is calm, cool, and collected. Because you see, they line that nose tackle right in front of them. You got a little bobble on the snap. Now let's see the next time when we come back on offense, if Oak Leafs coach does the same thing.
Akeem Needle takes that head. It hit him in the head. It just sort of, it was almost like an interception.
Just bounced
right through him. He is the sophomore nose guard now, but they are backed up inside their 10-yard line. Let's see if the Tornadoes can put pressure. Moving left and right on your radio dial. gives it to this running back. Oh no! And there's a tornado with another strip, and they're going to be inside the 1 yard line. Hey, and there you go. Hey, tit for tat, right? There you go. Trying to do a little something too much. Bad exchange right there, and the tornado's all over it.
Yeah, number 56 in there in that 425. He had nowhere to go.
56 right there. I don't know if you know the name. Trente Jenkins.
Yes,
Get used to it. You know the
Jenkins
man.
Oh,
yeah. Trente Jenkins there. Nice play by him. Now he's going to get a chance to play a little offense. They're going to put him out there on the line, I do believe. And the ball inside the 1 yard line first. And goal to goal, Mitchell. 9:42 left. Let's see if the Tornadoes can extend their lead. Tornadoes winning right now, 18-14.
I'm looking for a powerful run right up the middle.
So here we go.
Looking for Dejan to take a straight, direct snap, and I'm driving it right in behind his two running backs here.
Yeah, I say, and Manny Covey leading the way. Let's see. Oh, low snap, but Shanks just launches his way in there for a 1 yard touchdown run. Nice opening on that left side right there. You could have drove a Mack truck through that hole. That's a Tornado touchdown. 24-14, guys.
Look forward to that the rest of the year inside the 5 yard line.
Great play there by the defense, and a nice play there by Shanks. And here we go, trying to extend that lead with 9:39 left. And right now, everybody's leaving their varsity players in. So, again, we'll see what happens. 9:39 left. Just a couple of minutes gone in this third quarter, and the Tornadoes extending their lead to 10, hopefully 11 points. And Mitchell, I'd like to see this young man at least get one through here.
He needs to make one. Give himself some self-confidence.
Yeah. And Oakley just standing there. Let's see what happens here. All right, there we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. Finally, a kick goes through. 25-11, the Tornadoes. And that was a nice boot through there. That's what I'm used to seeing.
That probably would have been good from the 30.
Oh, sure it would.
No problem.
Yep, and he just barely put a foot into that.
And I tell you what, I love the fact that we have this new addition to where all he has to worry about is just putting it through the uprights.
25-14 is your score. The Tornadoes up on the Oakley Knights. Oakley plays in a bigger class than we do. And, of course, right now the Tornadoes showing their speed, showing their skill players, their skill set right now is unbelievable. I'm impressed, Mitchell and Jeremiah, with all the skill players we got. I knew we had a nucleus of them returning. Again, I know I beat this horse to death. I wanted to see what the offensive line was going to look like and do. And right now, I'm impressed with what they're doing.
I am very
They've opened
impressed
this
as
hole,
well.
especially that last hole. Yeah, 25-14 Tornadoes in the third quarter. David Rogers bringing you the play-by-play tonight. Mitchell Gunner bringing you the video and color commentary right along with our special guest. 2018-2019 graduate here, Mr. Jeremiah Vaughn. Jack Deuce, if you follow him on Facebook. Hey, going over there to FAMU right now. Ain't playing football this year. Concentrating on his studies and getting ready, hopefully, for a baseball and maybe a track season. Here we go. This place is packed tonight. They brought a good crowd. Oakley did. Oakley's got a nice little crowd over there. So as you see some football players over there getting together, probably going to see a lot of swapping in and out now, but probably with Oakley.
So they have a new quarterback in back there.
Yeah.
Quarterback, so that definitely starting to switch in their younger guys. It looks like we're putting in our younger guys now as well.
Tyson McMillan right there, the junior quarterback, also plays linebacker. Looks like a little bit maybe more of a shiftier quarterback, maybe a Shanks type quarterback. Let's see what he does. Like you said, a lot of new numbers out there right now. I see number 2 is still out there for him, Jalen Martin. Number 8, your little scat back there, Carlos Whitworth is there. Gives it to his running back right there. And he's still on his feet right there, put his hand down, but he leans forward to about the 31, almost the 32-yard line. Let's call that a gain of 2 yards.
Now, see, that's expected. The coach to go ahead and let him hand off the ball, get a few jitters out of the way before he tries to give him go ahead. We should expect a few passes from this kid right here.
Yeah, and like you said, Trente Jenkins is in. He's leading the line right now, big number 56. Number 1, Torrin Brazil is still in there. I like Torrin Brazil on that stand-up defensive end position, Mitchell. He's been putting a lot of pressure tonight. Willie Lasugnan is in over there on the other side. I tell you, looking for hey, just overthrow that ball right there, man. You need to be 6'8" to catch that. Kid's got a nice little arm though. I mean, big number 10 right there, Tyson McMillan for the Knights, the Oakleaf Knights.
That's what happens when you play in those bigger conferences. You got to have a arm to play because they definitely want to spread the ball out and try to give you a highlight reel.
Yeah, I like 3 or 4 guys rotating in here. Jenkins out. Big number 51, Jordan Daniels is out. We got new players in. 67, that's Grayson Jennings, and 52 right there, Caden Carter's in. Let's see if they can get some pressure on the quarterback.
See, this defensive set right here, this shows you the age, the difference. Because right now they're running a straight 4-3 set versus the older guys in the varsity, they can run a 4-2-5, kind of a 4-1-6 kind of defensive set.
3rd and 8 from the 32-yard line, line against the 40. Throws that, zips it. And still, it was tipped by big number 21 right there, Cole Crosby, and the receiver, big number 2, right there, Jalen Martin, almost caught the ball.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, good eye watching the quarterback on there, getting the ability to jump up and swat that thing away.
Yeah. Tyson McMillan ain't afraid to show that arm off, is he?
No, he's not.
And like Jeremiah said, when you play in those bigger classes of schools, you need to have an arm like that because you're playing athlete per athlete in some of those bigger schools, and you want to be able to go tip and tap with those guys. Looks like this McMillan kid may have the arm to do that, but right now, for sure, it looks like their solid starter is number 17, Drew Ammon. Didn't have a bad ball game. I don't know if he's going to come back into the ball game, but for Oakley, didn't have a bad ball game. Kicked a couple extra points, led him on a couple of drives, but it looks like to me that's their starter over there.
I tell you what, David, you're talking about Oakleaf and their ability to throw the ball down the field. I think Bradford's going to be more balanced. I think Coach Rogers is going to bring more balance, and we're going to put it in the air just as much as we do run it on the ground.
Yes, and that's that same type of offense and things that he ran while he was over there at Becker County that I noticed a lot. He definitely had the weapons on the outside and definitely had the weapons in the backfield as well. So he definitely knows how to use different types of weapons on the field.
I'm gonna let Mitchell talk about that. I'm looking at some comments here on my personal page, Mitchell. Tell them how they can go to YouTube and pick this up, pick the game up.
Sure, just go on to YouTube and type in On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, and it should bring it right up.
Right.
And actually, if you're a friend of Jeremiah's,
Yep.
you can go. He's placed a link on this page. Click on that and take you there. And if you've got a smart TV, hey, you can watch it right there on your smart TV.
Man, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, get a better image than what you will on a laptop or on your phone.
So if I was at home, I could sit with a cold beverage and watch a game?
Yep.
I'll be there. There you go. They want to know where the cheerleaders are. They're over here to the right. Mitchell's trying to span as much as he can. There they are right there. So I would like for you to go to On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, or click the link like he said, or to go on YouTube. You'll be able to watch the Bradford Tornadoes in their spring game. Right now, lead 25-14, 8:18 left in the third quarter. They are playing the full 12-minute quarters. He's winding the clock down now, 8:14 or so. Here we go. Gives it
Nice
running
run.
back straight up the A gap, and boy, he bursts it out for 14 yards all the way to the 49-yard line, and that's a Tornado first down. And guess what? A new quarterback there, Jeremiah McKenzie, freshman, coming in here and quarterbacking the Tornadoes. And what a nice run there by big number 19, Brian Clifton, another freshman.
I tell you what. Go ahead.
When we may lack in size and when it comes to numbers, we definitely have in speed. And they definitely showed it right there. Should be looking forward to that with this JV season as well.
Hey, do you think, gentlemen, when they start looking at Bradford and they start looking at some preseason picks and stuff, and to write up what they're going to say, I think it's just going to say speed and quickness.
Speed kills.
Yes, and look at there again,
Nice,
number 16, right up the right side, all the way inside the 26-yard line. A nice 27-yard run and a Tornado first down. And this Jeremiah McKenzie, I'm impressed, Mitchell.
I'll tell you what, offensive line, great job. And also the wide receivers out there throwing blocks, giving him some more room to run down the field.
I mean, look, now they're inside, they're in the red zone. Now let's see what young guy they have who's going to try to mold what the varsity does with their own type of running back here. So it's great to see what they have coming up.
Well, here we go. You got a freshman running back and a freshman quarterback right here. And big number, I'm impressed. Jeremiah McKenzie on 2 nice solid runs right there. He's got 2 carries for 37 yards. Gives it to the back right there coming along the right side, and they stuffed that up for about a 2.5-yard loss. Great penetration there by the Oak-Leaf defense.
They were definitely expecting that. They brought their safety down, to get some backs. Like I said, they were backing that zero coverage, and they were ready to plug up anything, anywhere. It looks like they're back in their 4-2-5 set for their JV team. They're trying to get everything spread out, make sure they can run sideline to sideline with our speed. That's what you have to do a lot of times. When it comes to defense, and you're going against a team that's very speedy like ours, you have to run a 4-2-5. And you just have to hope that your linebackers can fill the gaps that's going to be left behind.
Jeremiah, football's like the chess.
Yes.
It is a chess game.
It definitely is. But if you get lost in a chess game, that's where a lot of people have their downfalls.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to my page. And also,
there
he goes again. And this kid is all the way inside the 7 to the 6-yard line. And what a play by Jeremiah McKenzie. 3 carries, 47 yards.
I tell you what,
wow.
This is showing the smarts and the maturity of this kid at quarterback. Running this read run, it is not the easiest thing to do. You have to read the linebacker, defensive end, what somebody may be doing on the other side of the ball where you don't want to run. Or you just have to have the trust of the running back to do it. And he's showing right now that he has all the capabilities of being able to run this offense by Coach Rodgers.
Nice play right there, and I tell you what, they just called a timeout right there, 5:46. This may be just catch a breath timeout right here. 25-14 if you're just now joining us, just a little over midway in the third quarter. Mitchell, again, tell everybody, and Jeremiah can also say this, tell everybody how they can get on. I don't know how many viewers we got right here live right here.
Actually, just go to YouTube, go to your search. Type in On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, and it should come up. If you're friends with Jeremiah, just go to his Facebook page. He's got a link there set up for you to get on. Also, of course, if you're over on David's page, come over to On the Spot Motorsports page. Hey, like our page, follow us. We have a lot of great interviews and stuff on Wednesday nights with NHRA drivers. We talk a little bit about Circle Track. We've had some legend drivers on as well. And I tell you what, we've got a great show coming up this coming Wednesday night. We're going to have the legendary pro stock racer, Roy Hill, and we're going to talk about his past racing experience and also about his drag racing school that he does up in Piedmont Dragway.
Nice deal right there. Gives it to number 17 right up the right side right there. Keeps pushing the pile. Inside the 6, maybe inside the 5-yard line. Either way, it's 2nd and goal right there. I'm just going to assume it's going to be marked at about the 4-yard line. Nice run there by Brandon Williams, the freshman.
I'll tell you what, I see a lot of heart down there, David.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of heart. Like Jeremiah said, you're taking your freshman, and they want to get exposed too. They want to say, hey, I can play at this level, coach. Put me on the varsity team because this is what I can do for you. And right now, with the way the numbers are, I wouldn't be surprised a lot of these freshmen will make the varsity team this year. Especially this kid, number 16. I'm impressed, Jeremiah McKenzie, 47 yards of total offense right now. And he is quarterbacking this ball team right now.
Well, David.
Brian Clifton, too, I'm impressed with. He's read the ball a couple of times, too. I'm impressed with Brian Clifton, the running back.
I'll tell you what, David, we have a good feeder to get these young freshmen in here coming over from the Bradford Middle School. They do really great with their program over there as well. And it's just a great testimony of showing, the heart of Bradford County football, from Pop Warner Middle School to right here at the high school.
Yeah, we've got people watching from all over. I've got people watching from all high school, Jeremiah, over in Mississippi. Hey, 440-something miles from here. They want to watch tornado football. Here we go again. And pushes. And let's see. That ball is going to be at about the 11-yard line, it looks like.
Now, see, this quarter alone, just like how it's showing a lot of spotlights on younger guys, I feel like it's also showing spotlight more to Coach Rogers as well, because even though a lot of times we're running the same exact plays that we have in both playbooks, but it's just how do you switch it up? How do you use it in certain scenarios? How do you use your different players who are younger, but maybe the same type of model that you have in an older version?
Right. Yeah, Andre Hampton, which is a very good friend of mine. I know you probably know the Hampton as well. He said Bradford has always had speed and power. And I agree with the speed, Andre. I'm agreeing with the power, too, as well. I would just like to see, when y'all was playing, y'all had big-time explosive offensive line. Kids were big and strong. And I see now the game has shifted as far as, do you agree, guys, it's become more of a finesse game?
It has. And I believe that it's become that because the kids that are that size, now they have that fear they're going to hurt somebody. That's the one thing. So even when I was in school, the reason why our O-line was so big is because we grabbed those kids out of the classroom. We showed them it's all right for you to put some pain on somebody. We're going to run later. It's going to feel, it's crazy. It's going to feel good in the end.
Right. When Andre Hampton played, Andre ran behind a line that was huge. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They would blow people off the ball, and then all Andre had to do was whoop and zip and go. And Andre was a big, strong running back as well. I want to say, doesn't he still hold the record? Do you know that? I'm trying to remember if he does. Andre, tell me if you still hold that record. I think he does. D Cubby's on. Watching Manny play here. Now they're shifting around the defense right here. Seeing if they can throw the Tornadoes off the game right here. 16 rolling, looking. And no, still not down, but just go down. You don't want to lose the ball right here. And let's see, no pushing Dave. Just back away. Remember what you were saying? Back away from that. Because you know who they catch? The last person that did it. And it ain't always the first.
Yeah, you have to get rid of that a little bit earlier. But, you don't want to toss it up either and give an interception to the other team to be able to have the possibility of running it back to the other end zone.
Now, one thing I am surprised about is that a lot of these kids do watch the NBA, and there's some basketball players on here. I know when I was in high school, we flopped a whole lot to get the calls that we got. I'm surprised I'm not seeing a lot of flopping here on this field tonight.
There you go. Hey, 4th down right here from the 29-yard line. That was a loss of almost 16 yards, guys. I'd rather take a loss of 16 instead of fumbling the ball away. Right now, 2:59. The clock's in your favor. You're up by 11 points. Anything can happen here on the 4th down. They need to get inside the 12-yard line for their first down. Looking. Nice. He's got him open and just a little bit to the inside.
I'm surprised it's not a flag there, David.
I'm surprised it wasn't there either. That's number 20. You know the Oliver's Mike Oliver right there. He's a freshman there too. Lined up as a split in out there. The outside wide receiver incomplete. And nice defensive stand there by Oakley. Getting that sack right there and then playing that pass right there fairly well. Hey, 2:45 left, 25-14. Let's see if Oakley can do anything with the Tornado defense.
Now, going back to that sack, that kind of shows the age of him as a freshman quarterback as well. Sometimes you have to decide when you want to throw the ball away or when you can try to tuck it and run. Sometimes you're not always able to do that.
Hampton said, yes, I still hold it. Broke the record twice in the same year. So, hey, but you can tell me, Andre, you had a big-time offensive line that opened those holes up for you. Anyway, right here, we're at the 2022 Tornado version of Bradford Tornado football right here. Let's see what they can do. Oh, nice play right there. That running back, if he jumps over that tackler right there, and I hope this kid ain't hurt. He got hit in the thigh there pretty good. Almost a gain of 10 yards. Actually, he got 11. That's going to be a Oakley first down. That was straight up the A gap. We had nobody there.
Now, what records is that Mr. Hampton over there holds?
So, Mr. Hampton owns the single-season rushing record, I think.
Now, see, that I don't know because
our game record, maybe game record.
Because I think Andre Carter, he has a few as well. I know he has the career, but I don't know if Andre has it. I don't know which Andre
maybe
has
he said he broke the record twice in the same year, so I'm assuming it's rushing yards
per game. Rushing yards per game.
For the game.
Yeah. The player that got hit in the thigh, he went down. He just went ahead and lay down on the field.
Yeah, the stinger was too much. He couldn't walk it off.
Yeah, you could tell that hit was good. It was clean hit. Just took a little too much right there. Got hit right there in that thigh area. They're looking there at the lower knee right there. Now he's going to get upright, and that's great to see right here. He's sitting up anyway. We'll try to get you a number right here. 229 left, 25-14 Tornadoes. And he's going to walk off on his own power. Big number 21 right there, Micah Martin, running back junior. Looked pretty good running the ball there a couple of times. Mr. Outlaw, I haven't seen him in there lately. Maybe they've given him a breather for the rest of the night. But let's see if we can get him back to the ball game as well.
Now, see, Mr. Hampton, he said he holds the longest touchdown from the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
See, that's crazy. Because it's crazy when you think about it when adults and their kids play opposite positions. Andre, he played running back. His son played defense majority. That's what he was known for.
Right.
My dad was known for defense. I'm known for offense. It always is funny how it flip-flops.
It is. So there you go. Here we go. Look, it throws the ball out there to the flat. Oh, my goodness. Laid a lick on him with the shoulder. Didn't leave with the helmet. And I love exactly what number 14 did right there. Jamarian Hood, the sophomore. He come in there with the shoulder. Didn't leave with that helmet. Always get that targeting call. If you lead in there with the helmet, plus you get a chance of getting yourself hurt and the other player hurt as well.
Now, the trick to targeting, though, is that he also has to make sure he throws hands.
Yes.
Because if he only throws shoulder pads and helmet, that's where that's why the ref came down and talked to him.
Yeah.
I see, and also, like I said, when it comes to age, see, there's a difference between you going ahead hunting or going for the touchdown. He had a clear shot to try to get this interception, but he's going for the oohs and ahs right now.
And there also looks like they were calling holding.
Yeah, there was holding out there on the left tackle. Big number 77 there, Mitchell there. That's Chase Johnson. Hey, freshman, look how big that kid is.
Pretty good sized boy.
Hey, I bet they eat a Golden Corral. Think quite a bit? Oh, I eat a Golden Corral. You can see I do.
Once Fridays, twice on Sundays.
Hey, Jeremiah, one thing me and Mitchell don't do is we don't miss any meals.
Oh, man.
Not very much.
Not very many. Oh, that's a little offsides right there. Dream offsides. Number 18 right there just jumped the gun a little bit.
I think that was the first one all night.
First one all night right there. Bernard Nichols, the junior defensive end, jumped just a little early. Got caught on that snap count. Ball placed at the 35-yard line. Moving left to right on your radio dial. Trip receivers to the left, or to the right. One to the left. Looks, throws that slant. And number 17 right there for the Tornadoes trying to get that rebound. Brandon Williams, the freshman safety back there. But nice play there.
Now, I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to play receiver. To know that even though somebody's throwing the ball at you, that you have a guy behind you and a guy waiting in front of you just to light you up. So I don't even blame the receiver right there for dropping that slant pass right there.
Mon Smith, I am doing great. Mitchell Gunner right here. We got Jack Deuce here with us. And I'll tell you what, that's a nice pass right there. Wait a minute now, see? And number 14 right there, that's a young player, just like you said. You got to learn when to let go. Jamarian Hood, the sophomore, is going to get called for a personal foul or a sportsmanlike conduct penalty right here.
I think it might be offsetting.
It may be offsetting.
Because 12 threw some punches there as
Yeah,
well.
he did.
It looked like it's offsetting.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if it's offsetting. Again, I always tell you they catch a second guy. Let's see. Nope, they're going to mark the ball right there. Offset. Okay, very good. But you still got to.
Hey, man, when someone does that, take the flop. Fall down.
Well, that's like Jeremiah said.
Let them give you the extra yards.
See, if it was me,
help coach their defense.
even though he had his face mask the whole time, as soon as he threw a punch, that's when he falls to the ground.
Fall to the ground. Hey, let the helmet come off and everything. Oh. I'm doing good, Mon. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. Hope you're watching the football game on the Spot Motorsports page with David Rogers or YouTube. If you follow Jeremiah Vaughn, Jack Deuce, he's got a link out there. I think we're getting hits everywhere, Mitchell, tonight. What do you think?
I think so. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be on YouTube for a while. So if you haven't caught the whole game, hey, you can go back later on tomorrow or Sunday and or even Monday. A lot of people's off,
Sure.
for Memorial Day. Go ahead and go to YouTube, On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers, and you can watch the whole game from beginning to end.
I tell you what, and that's good to hear, because now that I know while I'm out in Tallahassee, if there's a game that I can make too, I can definitely watch it right there on my phone.
Yeah, and that's exactly, I'm doing great. Thank you, Mon. I really am. We're having a good time up here. Bradford winning 25-14, which is even better. And the quarterback look and throws across there. And the Tornadoes almost picked that off. And if he does, he's going 47 yards to the house for a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Man, he had nothing but wide open space right there. But I want to thank Mitchell Gunner for helping create all this. We're coming off of his page because we're using a thing now called StreamYard, and definitely for his show. And it works really well because we can zoom in, and plus it hooks and links to YouTube. So our regular page that we do on the spot with David Barnes show we do on Tuesday doesn't do that yet because we're using what we call feedbacks. A lot more pretty and graphics, things like that, but doesn't have as much capability as the StreamYard does. So we're trying to get all this incorporated so we can come across everywhere. But of course, I'll be on the radio, Jeremiah. My first and foremost thing is the radio. So I have to work the radio first. But if we have Mitchell or any of my other guys that can go, we're definitely coming and live streaming the games. Definitely the home games for sure. And I don't know how many away games Mitchell can go to, but it's going
depends on the race
schedule too. That's right.
I'll tell you what, I love how not only has the field and the players and the uniforms have upgraded, but we've upgraded up here in the booth as well. Look at how strong he's
That's strong. Straight up the A gap for 11 yards and a Tornado first down, moving right to left on the radio dial. The number 16 quarterback, and it looks good, Jeremiah McKenzie.
I tell you what, that's Bradford football right there.
Just keep those wheels a turning.
Yep, and number 17, Brandon Williams on that carry for 11 yards and a Tornado first down. Ball in the center of the field at the 36-yard line. Moving right to left on the radio dial, 104, 103 left. In a slow-moving third quarter, it's been a long third quarter, 25-14 Tornadoes. Had a couple of timeouts, had an injury, had a couple of penalties. That's why the quarter moves slow. Let's see if the Tornadoes can get off another play before the clock runs out here. They do. Gives it to his running back, runs up the right side, and he's going to pick up 4 yards. And all the way up to the 39, all the way to the 39-yard line. And that's Williams again on that carry. Seeing a lot of freshman guys into this ball game, showing a lot of speed and a lot of heart right here.
Showing a lot of depth.
Yes.
That's very important.
And some of these guys are showing that when their season is over, they'll definitely be able to be called up quickly.
Yeah, and the Tornadoes won't run another play right here. As you see the Deep's Frozen Yogurt sign coming across that beautiful scoreboard. If you've never been to this field, hey, I'll tell you what, to me, it's the best field in North, Central, and Northeast Florida. This facility is beautiful. The red, the way the Tornadoes sitting in the middle of the field, the big, gigantic scoreboard right here, the Jumbotron. The way the team comes out and enters the field now. How can you not be excited to be a Bradford Tornado fan? So, hey, she said it's going to be a great year next year. I think so. I think the schedule lines up for it to me. If you look at this schedule right here, guys.
Just like it's always been. Those first 4 games, that's the attitude set right there.
Yeah.
The rest, that's to kind of see what you're going to do from that. How do you adjust?
Yeah.
And then the rest is the finish for you to heal up a little bit and then get ramped up ready for the playoffs. That's why I love this one again right here at the end.
Yeah.
That's the one that cuts you right back up, gets you ready for the competition.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can go 3-0 in that district and we win that district. And it'll be all said and done. Now we're in the playoffs. But I'd like to see Jeremiah. We made the playoffs with a 5-5 record, 5-6 record. I'd like to see a 8-2.
See, that's different. That's what gave us that same energy that we had.
Here he goes, number 16 again.
Nice.
My goodness, nice run there. Hurdles over the 40-yard line on the safety, all the way to the 37-yard line. And 16, brother, is impressive, Jeremiah Mitchell.
I tell you what, sometimes
Jeremiah McKenzie.
I tell you what, that 82 record versus that 5-6 record, sometimes that 5-6 record team is a whole lot better than the 82 team.
I agree.
Because they're a lot more hungry.
Yeah. And like I said, I've been blessed since I've been doing Tornado football, going in my 7th year, that, hey, we've had playoff football each and every year.
And actually the thing is, you're saying that. I've had playoff football since the first time I came to high school here.
Right.
It's when we first just got into coming into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's been that way ever since.
And there we go. Gives it a running back, runs up the 8 gap right there. And big number 66 and 4 stuff it up there. Dejon Brown, of course, and number 64, which I don't have a 64. Oh, no, 66, excuse me.
Yeah, 66.
Jesus Saba, the defensive lineman. Again, no seniors on this team according to their roster.
And you can see them right there, David, substituting.
Yeah. So here we go. They're substituting in and out. He's trying to get these guys into the ball game. So let's see what the Tornadoes decide to do. Twin receivers to the left, number 18 and 20, number 13 over here. Well, actually, he's going to go over and he's going to go into the slot, and 20 is going to come to the other side right here. And that, of course, is Mike Oliver. Oliver again lines up to the line right there. And number 16 gets it. He's going around the left end. He's going to have 13, 14 yards on a bad snap. And you can see the speed and the toughness of Jeremiah McKenzie. He just played just this quarter, and he's got over 100 yards of offense himself.
I tell you what, mark my words, that kid right there, when he hits his definite growth spurt, and with this speed he has, he's going to be another great quarterback coming out.
And trying to watch the linebackers trying to follow him across to get there. I mean, he's blowing their doors off.
Yeah, he is.
They don't have the speed to get there to the edge.
No.
I told you,
Even on a bobbled snap where you think somebody should be in his space right there, he just takes it and picks it up and runs it around left end, and he glides. He's like a gazelle, and he just shot around there for 14 yards and enough for a first down. Ball inside the 28-yard line, moving left to right on your radio dial.
I'm telling you guys, that's the key to a 4-2-5 defense. Your linebackers, they have to be able to run sideline to sideline. If they can't, all you have to do is spread the field and just run your guys out the backfield. And that's just clear as day.
Ryan Clifford is the running back. He was sidecar left before that timeout with 9:57 left. No scoring. Since the Tornadoes scored last, 25-14. The Tornadoes all over the Knights right now in this in your spring classic game right here, the spring game. I'll tell you guys, Mitchell, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm impressed with what I'm saying. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing with these young guys in this young offensive line. And here we go again. The running back gets it right there, leads inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line, gain of a couple of yards.
David, I don't know if you know, but they did move him back. There was a penalty on the play.
Yes, there was.
Illegal motion.
Yeah.
Looked like.
So 5-yard penalty right there was making it 2nd and 15. It's pretty much about 2nd and still almost 15 right there. They're really calling about no gain. Ball's at the 29-yard line on the far hash. Got to get inside, Mitchell, the 14-yard line. Let's see if the Tornadoes can do it right here.
I believe they will. I'm loving the composure that these young guys are having right now. Even though they have a great lead, they're not letting things outside get to them, and they're just playing smooth football.
Second, no, my goodness, that's a flag.
That's
That's got to be a flag right there. Yeah, of course. He grabbed the receiver, and he really didn't need to. The ball wasn't even there. He didn't have to grab the receiver, but guess what? The Tornadoes are going to get 10 yards right there and a first down, automatic first down. As I tell you what, I've seen better muggings in New York than that one. That guy got mugged.
I tell you what,
I've seen less of a mugging in New York than that. He just grabbed the receiver and threw it down. He was beat.
now that right there all comes down to composure and age. If he was older and he's seen that the receiver wasn't able to get to it and he can't get to it himself, just let it go. That's all it is. And they're still going to be behind. But now they're almost at a first down now. They have 2 yards and get to the first down.
Yeah, and actually it's not an automatic first down. In high school football, it isn't an automatic first down. They give you the 10 yards, and then, of course, it's we needed, 12? So 2nd and a little less than 1 right here. Let's see if the Tornadoes just gives it to, no, he's just going to take it running himself, and he's going to get balled up right there.
Yeah.
He may have leaned enough for the first down, but it looks like to me it's short.
I think it's short, David, and I'll tell you what, they stuffed the line right there. Oakleaf did.
Yeah.
Looks like he's about it.
Yeah, he ain't nothing, right? He actually lost a little bit, didn't he, Mitchell?
It looks about still a yard.
Yeah, it's definitely a good yard right right there. I don't think he gained anything right there. Nice pursuit and nice pressing from the line there. The Oakley defense, the Knights, looking to try to get maybe another score out of this deal as the Tornadoes are up by 2 scores, 25-14.
When they step the line like that, it'd be nice to just drop back and throw a little screen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it either. I think he's short again. They're trying that left side of the line, and right now, Jeremiah, they're stepping it up. I think he's short again.
Yep, they're bringing all their
And somebody's hurt right there. That looks like one of the offensive linemen. That looks like the left guard right there, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Trying to get a number for you, but we're going to get a timeout with 7:42 left. He's in pain down there. I'm hoping that's just a cramp. 25-14. The Tornadoes are facing a 4th and 1. They've had a 2nd and 1 after a penalty. And 2 plays later, Mitchell, they're still looking for that yard as the Oakley defense has bowed up and stopped the Tornadoes on 2 good runs.
I tell you what, you're bringing up cramps. That's one thing we haven't seen a whole lot of.
No.
As hot as it was in the beginning of the game, you would thought that you would have several, timeouts for injuries, for cramps, but
that you have to
condition has been good.
That you have to give credit to the players. Because it's one thing coach just tells you to run these suicides and run these laps. It's another thing for you to actually go that extra mile and run them. So that when you get to the real time in the game, things like that doesn't happen. You're still ready to go. You're not giving out free timeouts to the other team for them to come back up with their composure and their momentum. You're able to keep things rolling.
Right. Yeah, I tell you,
Who's that number 53? Can't quite make out that number there.
Might be 58.
Was that 58 or 59? 59, isn't it?
59.
Dayton Roberts. Dayton Roberts coming off on an injury right there. He's walking mainly on his own bar right there.
Yeah, that
Krista Rosenberg there doing a great job as our trainer, athletic trainer. She's really good. She was your trainer too, right, Jeremiah? Been around for a while.
She came in.
That conditioning is very, very important.
Yes.
And also, guys, another key is keeping hydrated. Gotta keep yourself hydrated. You don't want to overhydrate stuff, but keep yourself hydrated. Here we go. The quarterback, King Simmons. Oh my goodness! And 52 just popped him right there.
He's stuck.
My gosh.
Now, one thing I'm
That
about
was
being a running back when it comes to that option play is that it's all down to the quarterback. When you get to a certain point, you have to decide whether you're going to keep it or you're going to give it off to that running back.
Ryan Copeland stuck the quarterback right there. He's saying, okay, Jeremiah McKenzie, you've been running all over us all night, but you're not going to run all over us there. But I think he got enough for his first down. Needed 1, and he got a 1.5. How about that? Yeah, he gave the first down. Clock's going to continue to run. 1st and 10 from just inside the 14-yard line. Got to get almost to the 3 for the next first down. We are in the red zone right here. This is the only spot Motorsports red zone with Mitchell Gunner. They are in the red zone right here, ladies and gentlemen. Tornado's been in the red zone several times tonight. And I thought it fared pretty good as far as scoring goes. Here we go, a little option play right there. 17 just dances into the end zone right there.
Like I said earlier, he learned from his mistake. When you get to that certain point, you either got to give or take. And that time he gave, and it went all the way.
Brandon Williams right there on that touchdown run. That was a nice 14-yard touchdown run. And you see the speed of Brandon, too, as well. Little speed there. Nobody out there on the outside. He walks into the end zone for the Tornado touchdown, 31-14, with the extra point pending.
Now another test for these young guys. Let's see if they will keep put their brakes on the gas or if they're going to keep their foot on the gas pedal the whole time and see how this goes.
Yeah, let's see how this extra point goes. I'd like to see him go 2 for 2 here in the last couple. You know what I'm saying? So Hayden Hughes here with a big-time extra point. Snap, placement, kick up. Kick is
Good.
no good. Wide left. Yeah, and he's talking to his holder, and he's like, hey, I need to turn this way. 1 for 3 tonight, guys. Actually, 1 for 4 tonight. Now, I tell you, yeah, it's just a timing thing. Yeah, I didn't get that timing down like you and Jeremiah were saying.
Get to work together, and communication's number one.
Yeah.
You got to be able to communicate talk to each other, not get aggravated at each other.
Right. I tell you, with 6:49 here left, I like the Tornadoes' chances 31-14. Left 3 or 4 points out there. This could easily be 35-14 as well because we left some extra points out there. But, you know, Mitchell, I'm looking forward to doing Tornado football on WEAG Eagle Country 106.3. Mary Kramer, Chuck Kramer, Lynn Bellis, all my bosses on Friday night. No Kevin Howe this year. Kevin decided to take an early retirement and do some things that he's wanted to do. Kevin loves to fish. You know, Kevin's into the word pretty good. He wants to be a preacher or an evangelist or something like that. We talked about it, and this will give him more opportunity to do that. So I want to thank Kevin for 6 great years. And now I've got Mr. Brian Bagwell that's going to be joining us. He couldn't be here tonight. Of course, Mitchell Gunner is going to back him up if he's not able to go to the ball games. But so we got Mr. Byron Bagwell that's going to be joining me on Friday Night Football. Looking forward to another great year, Mitchell. What I see right here, I'll tell you what, I can see 7-3 or 8-2. Can you see that, gentlemen?
I can see a lot of that going on right there. A lot of fans leaving out this pretty field.
So you can, there you go. Out of that schedule I read you, what do you think? 7-3, 8-2?
I think they can at least go 8-2. And
I like 7-3, solid, but I wouldn't be attested going 8-2.
I tell you what, you know, seeing what we're seeing here tonight.
Nice throw out there, just over to the receiver.
Miscommunication back.
Yeah.
We might be impressed. They may go 8-1. I mean 9-1.
Look, these kids know what it's like to be in the playoffs.
Yes.
They've been in the playoffs every year.
Yes.
So they know what it's like. They know what it's like to be in the playoffs. They know what it's like to play varsity football. So I expect nothing less than 8-2, honestly, if you ask me.
Yeah. So both of y'all like 8-2. I like 8-2. I realistically see 7-3 though. I want to see what Baker's got coming back after that playoff team from last year. They got blew out down there in Miami Central. Hey, congratulations to those guys, man. Hey, anybody that can beat Miami Central or even play with them is something. And they just give it a running back right up the A gap right there. And the Tornadoes swallow it up maybe after a 2-yard gain. Move it right to left on your radio dial. Ball at the 32-yard line on the far hash.
And I tell you what, David, I'm liking this game tackling. You know, if you can't bring the guy down, hold him there. Your help is on the way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a new quarterback, like you said, Jeremiah Mitchell, that's number 8 right there. Carlos Withrow is getting a little playing time there at quarterback. I do believe that's number 8. So a lot of receivers. Gives the ball to running back, runs off the left side right there. And they're trying, boy, I'll tell you what, the Tornadoes, hey, trying to strip that ball, trying to just pick at it, but number 21 gets a few yards right there. It's going to be 4th and 3 from the 37-yard line. You got nothing to lose. Down by 17 points, 5:47. You go for that. And let me see. Do we have 2 number 9s out there? Is that right?
It's 2
number 9s right here. Corey Washington, I guess. One of them's Corey Washington. And let's call the other one Corey Washington. 2 number 9s in the same backfield. Tornadoes jump right there, but they no flag. And he gets enough for his first down. Needed 4, and he got 6. So Oakley moving the ball right there. Ball at the 43-yard line.
I don't think he's jumping. I mean, every time I look, I see that defensive end. He's looking down the line at that ball. I mean, he's eyeballing that ball very well. You can see him lean in and look at him. He's looking right up the ball.
Jacob Ferguson, and I'm telling you, it's just an explosive, like Jeremiah said, just explosive step off of that. Do you know how fast he is? All those defensive ends, like you said, are very fast for this football team.
Playing in this small town football, you have to be fast on the end. You got to be able to contain somebody who has that same speed on the other side of the ball from getting to the sideline and going to the green.
I'm really impressed.
And I like him not trying to go off the cadence of the quarterback, but actually watching the ball move.
Number 22 now is at quarterback, Elijah Shubik. A sophomore right there taking some snaps. Big number 22 right there, Elijah Shubik. How about that? Nice name there. Tight end, long snapper, and quarterback. So he's getting a few reps. as they're alternating some big time reps right here. He's still in at the quarterback position. The Tornadoes in that 4-3 defense, like Jeremiah said, that look gives the ball to running back. Oh, waited for that hole to open up by his left guard and left tackle and leans forward to about the 47-yard line, and that's going to be enough for his first down. He needed 6 and got 7, and that's a nice run there by the running back, Mitchell.
Yes, it was, David.
Micaiah Martin, the running back, the junior running back, big number 21 right there.
Now, see, this right here, them having older running backs in right now, is giving a good test to these younger linebackers, and they know what that real weight feels like. Somebody who's really running their feet against you.
The receiver's right, gives his running back again. They're getting a good dose of the running game here from Oakley. And I tell you what, he got about 4 yards, but those 4 yards were those were earned.
Now, I'll tell you what, the only thing that I say that these young guys need is just to hit the weight room a little bit more. Right now, they're making the contact, they're just sliding down on the sides. They don't have their strength enough to have that grip to hold them where they actually make contact at.
Tornadoes winning right now, 31-14. It looks like it may be academic with 3:13, 3:12, 3:11 left. Let's see if they can hold the Oakleaf offense for scoring. Oh, my goodness, and they wrap him up. I tell you what, spun him around. Big number 50, Jacob Ferguson there and company. And I tell you, I like the look of number 50. I like the look of Caden Carter, 52 as well, right there on that defensive front. Maybe these are guys, are young guys, that they can come in here, take a couple of plays, and give the starters a breather.
Yep.
So I like the way the freshmen are playing. I'm very impressed. Mitchell, we got a lot to talk about on Tuesday, and maybe even about this football team. I'm impressed with the young players. Looks, throws, and throws it just a little high. He's trying to hit 84. His split end right there. That's Khalid May Parker. How about that? Wide receiver, 9th grader. Khalid, is that right? How do you say that? Kiende. There you go. Okay. Hey, how to get the guy with the degree to help me out. May Parker. Yeah. Nice pass right there. Just a little overthrown. Here we go. Look at 7. He's going to keep it. That's a hold right there.
Hold on.
62. Yeah, big number 62 is going to get called with a wraparound right there. Stephen Thayer, the offensive lineman, a junior. Yeah, big time hold. You can see it right there.
Tell you, majority of the time that quarterback rolls out, you're going to be looking for a flag.
Yeah.
That flag's definitely going to be a holding by one of your tackles, trying to hold in those fast defensive ends. That's the only way you can hold on to them and keep them in front of you.
And again, I'm impressed the way that the Tornado defense is getting pressure on this Oakleaf offensive line and into the backfield. I'll tell you, the quarterbacks, all their quarterbacks, have not really had a whole lot of time to do anything. I guess if anybody, we'll say Drew Emmett, their starter, was probably the most proficient of all of them, and he had trouble at times. So I'm really impressed with this big red defense lining up in that 4-3. 10-yard penalty. It's 4th and a country mile for the first down. Here we go. Look. Oh, my goodness. He got hit from the backside right there. And that's big number 64 right there. Hunter Cochran, another freshman. My goodness. Man, the Tornadoes are sticking people tonight.
His speed off the line, man, it is remarkable.
Goodness gracious, man. I am telling you. Jeremiah said it, you said it, speed kills.
It looks like he's jumping every time, but he is not. I've been paying very, very close attention to the football when it moves.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you played some run, you played running back, of course, that was your main. Did you play some defense too? You played a little safety, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I played safety, corner, nickel, defensive end, linebacker, a little bit of nose in a certain set that we had. I played all over. That's what I'm telling you right now. Speed definitely kills.
Yes, it does. And I'm telling you, the Tornadoes are full of it, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be here in person. I know Mitchell's giving you that camera view, but I'm going to tell you, you have to be here in person to see how fast this Tornado team is. I'm talking offense and defense. I'm impressed. Remember I told you, I was like, guys, I don't know about the line. I'm impressed with the line. They did a great job tonight, opening up holes, protected. Really didn't have a lot of negative plays.
Same thing. They have a whole summer in the weight room left ahead.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I want to go ahead and tell the viewers that are
Sure.
watching. I know that we're having a little glare on the window because of the light above.
We can turn it off. Whoa, can we? Oh, well.
I think it turns them all off. But
Yeah,
one thing that we can do, we can try to get us a screen to go behind us,
sure.
and that will keep the light from bouncing off the wall behind us and causing a reflection in the window.
Did you have some people say that on your cast, or you just noticed it?
I noticed it.
Did you notice it? I got you. So yeah, great job there, Mitchell. Hey, sun goes down. Now we've got the light glare, right?
Right.
Well,
Well, I could solve it. I could reach up there and
we could, we could undo it a little
Let's
bit
see.
there. Give me the last 141 there, maybe with a little balance shift. There you go. How about that? Oh, you're just gonna take it all down.
had to.
That's the 8-foot balance, Mitchell.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, the Tornadoes are lined up after stopping them on 4th down. They got a 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line of Oakleaf. Let's see what they call here. I think that's going to be the first penalty in a while against the Tornadoes, as we're going to have a false start.
I'm telling you guys, it's nothing like just seeing a light gleaming off these red beautiful helmets.
Oh yes, I tell you, I've always liked this uniform. I know you did too. I love the all red and red. I just think there's something about it, especially at home. It's just like that fire look. You know what I mean? It just wants to make you play. And I know that Oakleaf has a pretty uniform at home. They've got that black jersey, almost like the Army Cadets jerseys with the black and the gold.
Yep.
So they got a pretty jersey for their home jersey, but they're all in the white tonight with the white helmets. And this is going to be a kneel down. That's the best offense, right? In football.
Yeah,
the big formation. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it as number 16 takes it, hits a knee. Jeremiah McKenzie, and the Tornadoes are going to win the Spring Classic 31-14 over the Oakleaf Knights. And I tell you, gentlemen, it was a great game. They're coming out here in the middle of the field shaking hands. Mitchell, we'll just go ahead and close it down from here. Well, first, let me get Jeremiah. By the way, I want to thank Jeremiah for coming on, bringing in some great color. Bringing in some of the knowledge that he knows of tornado football, playing here, being a star running back here, and some of the other things that he's done, played baseball, ran track. I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope you had fun with us.
I definitely did. I thank y'all for having me, giving me this opportunity. I definitely love it up here. It's great seeing Bradford Tornado Football right back on top where it's always supposed to be.
There you go, Mitchell. It's a great football game, like Jeremiah said. Tornadoes showed their speed. I really thought that Oakleaf was going to put rotate guys in and out and tire them out, but the Tornadoes hung in there with a 32-person squad and played some mean football.
Oh, you better believe it, David. And I'll tell you what, it feels like I'm ready for next Friday night, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little while.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait. I do believe it's like 86 days for Tornado football. Now, me and Byron will actually be doing the kickoff classic. I'm not sure where that's going to be. I need to get with Coach Rogers to see where that's going to be at. I hope it's here. But we're actually going to do that game. We usually don't do it live, Mitchell, but we're actually going to do that game live on the radio to give Byron some reps.
Right.
And which we should. And then, of course, we'll kick off when we go to Baker County the following week. But tell everybody what we got coming up as far as the on-the-spots go, and some of the things that they can look forward to here in the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, On the Spot Motorsports, we're getting ready for a great Wednesday night with Roy Hill. He owns a drag racing school, and they race up there at Piedmont, North Carolina. That's where he does his classes. We're going to talk also about his days of running pro stock in the NHRA. We're also trying to look for some new guests that we haven't had on before. I'm not going to mention it, but hopefully we'll have them on.
Yeah.
Trying to get a hold of one of the guys that races in No Prep Kings, and not going to put his name out there to I definitely know.
Right.
But just a little note. He's had a little bit of bad luck here lately, and
I know who that is.
And I tell you what, a fast turnaround to get that car ready for the next round of No Prep Kings. So we're trying to do that. Also, we'll be coming back live on June the 18th at Gainesville Raceway. We live stream all the ET bracket races out there at Gainesville Raceway.
Mitchell, that has become a real popular thing when you're live streaming all those races. Man, the hits that you're getting off of that, I tell you, people really want to see that racing of any sort, but definitely that. Gentlemen, are you a big race guy? You like racing?
Actually, I've never really had the opportunity to really actually get into it with playing sports so much. But,
Right.
So, I mean, so I'll say this. I keep up with racing.
Okay.
I keep up with it. I don't have the time to watch, but I definitely keep up with it.
What do you like? Do you like NASCAR or do you like NHRA?
I like NASCAR better because I like the way that they promote it. I love the commercials. That's what keeps me into it.
Well, and you know, I know that you're watching now because I know Mitchell with his show, and that's the reason he's doing that show is to get these drivers more, out in the public. NASCAR drivers, more airtime. NASCAR drivers get it all the time, like you said. The NHRA guys, they really struggle to get their airtime. And Mitchell's podcast is wonderful when it comes to doing that. There's several other podcasts out there too, but Mitchell, you're just trying to upgrade the sport, trying to give these guys
trying to get more promotion and get more people out in the stands and watch. We have a lot of tracks here in the past couple of years closed their doors and make way for condominiums and warehouses and stuff. We're losing Palm Beach. We've lost Houston. There in Texas. Atlanta's gone. And so, if you don't get out of your seats at your house and get in the stands, the money's not coming in.
No.
And the people leave, just like out there at Gainesville Raceway, if we have bracket racing, hey, you're looking for something to do, $15 for an adult to get in. You got a child that's 12 and under, they get in for free.
Jeez.
Sit up there in the stands and enjoy yourself and watch some good old bracket racing. A lot of people, they don't understand, bracket racing, the whole concept of it. They like the heads up stuff, but the bracket racing is just as hard because you as a driver have to be very skilled. You have to hit your lights as well as possible. You want to at least try to be in the O numbers or even try to get into the double O's. And then there's a lot of math involved, a lot of variables. You have to keep up with density, altitude, humidity, the temperature of the track surface, the temperature of your vehicle between each rounds. And all of that contributes to either you're going to be a couple of thousandths quicker or a couple of thousandths slower. And that can make and break your day.
So is NHRA racing, is that the racing that we like to call drag racing?
That is drag racing.
That is exactly right. Nice. Yes. Exactly.
Yes. But there's so many different types of forms of drag racing. There's so many sanctioned bodies that's out there. You have NHRA, you have PDRA, you have NMRA, NMCA, and there's a bunch of others as well. And so what we try to do with this show, we try to shine a light on everything, and I always like to also tell everyone, hey, there's other shows out there just besides us as well. There's Joe Costello, there's Wes Buck that does the show. Lyle Barnett and Mr. Reynolds, they do a show as well. And if you don't know who Lyle Barnett is, Lyle Barnett, he's like a grudge racer. He races a car when he's not running Pro Mod. It's called Beer Money.
That I'm going to be driving. By the way.
David wants to jump behind the wheel and race that. And it's about bringing people on different walks of life that all share the same love for racing. We will probably later on try to have my nephew and his teammates back on that races for Kyle Beatty Racing, who runs Legends. We're going to try to reach out to some people who run the Truck Series, the Campbell World Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and even the Menards ARCA Series. And trying to get some feedback from some guys there to bring them on, or gals, because we know we have men and women running in all these sanctioned bodies. But I love it.
And you talk about that. And that's on Wednesday nights, ladies and gentlemen, at 7:00 right now. Mitchell Gunner, your host, always has the guest on. Always an interesting show. Again, talks about all kinds of racing. always posting all kinds of racing results. So you can tune in to Mitchell on Wednesday. Now, sometimes Mitchell will join us on Tuesday nights, where I'm the host there. David Rogers, of course, will have Mitchell or Michael Heater or Byron Bagwell, hopefully to have one of those guys, and Mr. Dave Holland producing. And we love to have that show as well. That's to help promote the On the Spot Motorsports show with David Rogers. And again, those shows are doing really good. Tune in Tuesday night, Wednesday night to get a great show. Again, if you're just now joining, ladies and gentlemen, David Rogers, Mitchell Gunner, special guest Jeremiah Vaughn, former Tornado football player. Again, the Tornadoes in their spring game classic right here wins it 31-14 over the Oakleaf Knights. Great way to start the summer workouts. Always with a victory, makes you feel good, makes you want to go work out. And now we're working toward that preseason classic game, and hopefully Jeremiah and Mitchell, they continue to roll.
Rolling to that 8-2 season.
Both of y'all like 8-2.
I'll tell you what, I think they're very motivated, and they're getting a lot of self-confidence. And like we talked, earlier, we didn't see a lot of players with cramps, so they're very well-minded about conditioning and how important it is, before getting ready for this game. And keep on hitting this gosh darn camera because
that thing there,
right out there in front of me. But doing their part. Even through the summer, I believe these kids, before they come back and start practicing, I believe they're going to take the opportunities that they have and try to work out, try to run, and keep that conditioning going. So when we get into the beginning of the football season, we won't see those things.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to get a cramp when you have great momentum moving down the field.
Oh yeah.
And you have to fall down. And like Jeremiah was saying, you're giving the other team time to rest, gather their thoughts, talk to their coach, and get a different game plan set for that next series of plays.
Yeah.
So
Kills the momentum. Kills it.
I love what I'm seeing here, David.
Oh, me too. And I think Jeremiah's impressed as well. Again, I want to thank both of you two guys for joining me. Wish Byron Bagwell could have been here with us tonight. He's got previous engagements that he had to take care of. Great time, gentlemen. Great atmosphere. What you got? Okay.
Hey, I just want to remind everybody, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, because we have Roy Hills coming on.
Right.
Roy Hills Drag Racing School.
Right.
But he has actually invited me to come up on the 6th and the 7th to his school up there at Piedmont Dragway. And I'm hoping I can make that happen, take some camera equipment up there and get some recording and, talk about my experience there.
Yeah, that would be great. So hopefully we'll have him on. It sounds like is that your guest for Wednesday night?
That is my guest for Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And if anybody's interested in attending that school, go to Roy Hills Drag Racing School. You can find them on Facebook, or they also have a web address. You put that in .com. It will come up and tell you everything that they have and all the different classes that you can take, categories to get your license.
Again, final from here, from David Hurst Stadium in beautiful Stark, Florida tonight. Bradford 31, Oakleaf 14. What a great way to close out the spring and the school year. I do want to say one other thing. I know Jeremiah has been watching this too. Let's love each other. Hey, it doesn't matter what color we are, what religion. We need to love one another. And if we did that, this world would be a better place to live in. And I want to refer to the Uvalde, Texas shooting that happened this past week, where what's the number now? Is it still 19?
Total of 19 students and 2 adults. I think 21. 21
total, and it's very sad. These families, you get ready to go into summer break, and something like this happens. And Mitchell and Jeremiah just devastate you. Guns don't kill people by themselves. It takes the people behind that gun to kill people. And I just want to tell everybody out there, keep praying for those families in Uvalde, Texas, that God touches their hearts and mends their hearts, and and just gets them through this tragedy, because that is a horrible event. And us from On the Spot with David Rogers and everybody here in Bradford County, Union County, and Clay County, and the surrounding areas, send our prayers, our thoughts, and our love to all those families and Uvalde, Texas.
And I tell you, David, it breaks my heart just thinking about those parents, that gets their kids dinner ready and their bath water ready and puts them to bed, and in an instant, all of it was gone, And, one of the young ladies that was a teacher there that died from being shot, her husband had a heart attack and also died, and they left 4 kids behind. Just because of it's a broken heart, and he ended up having a heart attack. So the effects of this is going to be long term, for years and years and years, and it may go away. And I want to mention something. If you see something that's not right, you need to say something about it, because there's things that are coming out in the stories that are being told, that things didn't happen the way they actually presumed it to happen on the news at first. And we have to be very careful in our school district. One thing I like, mentioning to some school board members that they've done over in the middle school. You used to be able to walk in the office and walk straight into the hallways. You can't do that no more.
Right.
You got door locks.
Yeah.
And, I'm actually going to talk to some of our leaders up in Washington, D.C., send emails, phone calls, whatever I have to do. I've got some ideas that might be able to help the situation. I mean, it's not going to totally stop it, but it may help the situation. Maybe it'll get law enforcement time to respond and take down the threat before any children get, hurt.
I mean, all in all, I just hope this forces Congress to make a decision.
That's the thing. I think they need a federal mandate safety protocol for all the schools in the United States.
Not only that, but background checks when it comes to having a gun as well.
Well, I've also thought that if you go for a permit or you go to purchase a firearm, as far as a pistol, I may get some backlash on this, but I think you need to have a mental evaluation before.
Oh, I fully agree.
You do that, because a lot of these incidents happen like this is because of a mental issue,
right,
with a person, and we got to be very, very observant when someone jumps online and they start posting weird stuff on their Facebook pages, and it makes the hair on your arm stand up. It's time for you to make a phone call to law enforcement. Hey, you don't have to give your name or nothing. You can say, hey, I see this on Facebook. So-and-so and so-and-so had posted that they hate their teacher and their classmates. Well, that's a red flag. Call law enforcement.
Even if there's nothing to it, at least we can investigate it.
Investigate it and find out what is truly going on before we get in those scenarios where law enforcement officers are having to call families to come down to the school to let them know that their loved ones have passed away. I mean, it's very heartbreaking.
Yes, it is. All right, guys. Well, hey, it's been a great show. It's been a great football game. We're excited about Tornado football. On behalf of Mr. Jeremiah Vaughn, Mr. Mitchell Gutter, I'm David Rogers. God bless you. Tonight, your Tornadoes win 31-14. So hopefully they'll have a good workout in the summer and carry it over into next season. God bless you guys. We'll see you next football season. Have a great night.